Chapter 142. The class and the day passed in the midst of discussions. At night, in the training room, Fong Ping had just arrived when Zhao Lei said, "Fong Ping, isn't it time for the class monitor rotation?" If he had not mentioned it, Fong Ping would not have thought of it. Fong Ping frowned. "I almost forgot. The 20 credits from last month haven't been given to me. Did you do something?" "Humph." Zhao Lei snorted softly, obviously disdainful. "Did I do something? I did nothing." In MCMEU, students like them did not have the right to do anything. Fong Ping had overestimated him. "I'll inform them." At that moment, Tang Feng walked in and said casually, "The school's credits are not given randomly. Last month, everyone was outside. No one challenged during the 2 rotations, so the credits have not been given yet. Since everyone has mentioned it, then this rotation, in addition to the 20 credits from last month, will be released together." Fong Ping understood immediately. He said hurriedly, "Teacher, you mean?" "That's what I mean. Whoever becomes the class monitor this time will be given the 20 credits from last month to the class monitor. In other words, whoever became the class monitor this time would get 30 credits. Everyone had done missions before. Naturally, they understood what 30 credits meant. A new rank 2 martial artist would be rewarded with 10 to 15 credits. A middle stage rank 2 martial artist would be rewarded with 15 to 20 credits. A high-end rank 2 would be rewarded with 20 to 25 credits. A peak rank 2 would be rewarded with 25 to 30 credits. A peak rank 2. Of course, this was not fixed. Sometimes the reward would be higher, and sometimes it would be lower. Sometimes it would be cash, and other times it would be credit settlement. But generally, it was within this range. 30 credits meant 2 new rank 2 missions. Compared to risking their lives outside, many people would share it equally. In class, as long as they defeated Fong Ping, they would get 30 credits. As soon as Tang Feng finished speaking, many people's gazes changed. Some of them were tempted. Zhao Lei was no exception. He stared at Fong Ping with a burning gaze. Fu Changduing, who was beside him, was also tempted. He said softly, "Fong Ping, 30 credits. I'm afraid it's going to be troublesome this time. With our relationship, it's better for me than Zhao Lei to take advantage of us. How about this? Zhao Lei will challenge you first. You defeat him first, then surrender. I'll give you 10 credits. How about that?" Fong Ping glanced at him and said impatiently, "Do you think I'm stupid? I can take it myself. Why should I give it to you?" Fong Ping, even a hero can't stand against so many people. I'm afraid they'll all have to challenge you later. Think about it. You'll need a lot of pills to recover your vitality." Fong Ping ignored him. Tang Feng said, "Is there anyone who wants to challenge for the position of class monitor?" "Instructor, I want to try." Zhao Lei was the first to speak out, and he had an eager appearance. "Ping." Zhao Lei was the first. "Instructor of 2. Instructor." 4 to 5 students signed up consecutively, and Fu Changding was no exception. Fong of Fong. Ping. Ping said, "Tang. Fong of the class. Fong. Ping of the class. Of you. Of Ping of the Ping. Fong Lei not. Of the Ping. Battle. Of the Dong of Ping. The long Ping Tang of Ping King of. Eyesight also played a role in this situation. Fong Ping looked at the few people in front of him. First, he glanced at Fu Changding. Fu Changding immediately put on a big smile on his face, looking like he was on Fong Ping's side. Fong Ping temporarily gave up on the idea of beating him up. He then swept his gaze over Yang Xiaoman. Yang Xiaoman immediately glanced at Zhao Lei with an expression that said he was a formidable opponent. Fong Ping stared at her without moving. Yang Xiaoman could not take it anymore. She glared at Fong Ping and muttered, "Isn't it embarrassing to challenge a girl first?" Before Fong Ping could speak, Zhao Lei said in a low voice, "Fong Ping, I'll go first. Are you sure? Class leader or not, it doesn't matter. I'm here for revenge." Zhao Lei did not care that he would lose his position as class monitor in the end. He just wanted to find Fong Ping for revenge. For the time when he was beaten black and blue last time. "I don't mind if you want to be beaten up." Fong Ping laughed. He looked at Tang Feng and asked, "Teacher, can I use weapons?" "Sure." Tang Feng's answer was straightforward. Some students cultivated combat techniques with weapons. If they were not allowed to use weapons, how could they unleash their full potential? Moreover, he was here, and they were not on a mission. There was no need for them to lose their lives. "Give me a moment, then." Fong Ping did not say much. He strode toward the locker room. Zhao Lei hesitated for a moment. He walked to the side and picked up his own weapon. In the class, most martial artists use staffs and sabers. Zhao Lei's weapon was an alloy staff. His instructor, Tang Feng, was not good with weapons, so a staff was more suitable. After a while, Fong Ping came out. When they saw him walk out with a Changdao in hand, everyone's expression was a little strange. In the crowd, Zhao Xuemei also looked at Fong Ping in surprise. What was going on? Isn't he supposed to use a machete? How did it turn into a large glaive? This saber isn't light, is it? Can Fong Ping use it? It looks like it's full of power. The key is to use it, many people discussed in low voices. Zhao Lei's gaze was also attracted. He stared at the Feng's widow for a while and said after a while, "A weapon isn't always better when it's bigger." The 1.8-meter-long Feng's widow was definitely not a short weapon among weapons. Long weapons did not mean that they were powerful. Once they got close, long weapons would be difficult to use. Especially a glaive, it was not as useful as a staff. Fong Ping smiled. "You'll know when you try." "All right. You won't cry today, right?" "Humph. Don't ever cry. Otherwise, I'll be too embarrassed to fight you next time if I make you cry." "Try it then. You seemed to be this confident last time, too." "Cut the crap." Zhao Lei was getting impatient. He had just finished speaking when Fong Ping's feet flashed, closing the distance slightly. The Changdao slashed through the air, making a whistling sound. Zhao Lei's expression did not change. He raised his staff and blocked. He moved his feet, wanting to get closer to Fong Ping. With the number of bones he had honed, it was more suitable for him to get close to Fong Ping. However, he had just moved his feet when Zhao Lei suddenly took a step back. His hands, which were holding the staff, were slightly numb and trembling. Such great strength! Zhao Lei's expression froze. Fong Ping's explosive strength was stronger than he had expected. Just as he thought that, Fong Ping raised his saber and slashed again. Clang! The saber and staff clashed, creating a burst of sparks and an ear-piercing sound. Zhao Lei took another step back, his expression a little ugly. He retreated, and Fong Ping advanced. Clang! He slashed again. Zhao Lei's hand was numb, and he felt like he could not hold the metal staff anymore. Clang, clang, clang. Fong Ping did not move closer, nor did he move further away. He maintained a distance between himself and Zhao Lei. After more than 10 consecutive slashes, Zhao Lei's hand had split open. Traces of blood flowed along the alloy staff. Among the spectating students on both sides, Yang Xiaoman's expression changed slightly. The strength of his upper limbs is so strong. The weight of his weapon isn't light either. Fu Chanding interrupted. That's not the point. The point is that his vitality and explosive strength are stronger than Zhao Lei's. How is that possible? Yang Xiaoman was a little shocked. Zhao Lei has already honed 55 bones. His vitality is at least 270 calories. Fong Ping is much stronger than him. Not just by a little. Fu Chanding's expression was solemn. Ever since the special training class had started, they had not seen Fong Ping fight. No one challenged him during the second rotation of class monitors either. The next time was last month when everyone was busy with their own missions, and they did not come into contact. Only now did everyone realize that Fong Ping's vitality was shockingly high. At least 280 calories. No, 280 calories vitality could not cause such a suppression. It was at least 300 calories. Is this the power of a thrice-honed martial artist? Fu Chanding murmured. Then he came to his senses and focused. With such a high vitality, he must have honed a lot of bones. At least 50 bones. Otherwise, even a thrice-honed martial artist would not have such a high vitality, or even more. In rank 1, every time a bone was honed, the upper limit of one's vitality would increase. If Fong Ping had not honed many bones, even if he was thrice honed, he would not have such a high vitality. 300 calories. Yang Xiaoman's face was a little pale. 4 rank, 1 martial artist, the number of bones honed and the strength of their vitality were about the same. None of them had cultivated any powerful combat techniques. With Fong Ping's high vitality, it was almost a suppressive advantage for them. Just as everyone was discussing, Fong Ping suddenly let out a roar. His Changdao turned into a flash of light, and the air crackled violently from the slash. Clang! This time, the sound of the alloy colliding was especially loud. Zhao Lei's face was flushed. He let out an angry roar, but he could not stop himself from retreating. The blood on his hand was even more obvious. Still not admitting defeat? Do you want me to beat you until you cry? Fong Ping roared, and the Changdao slashed down again. Clang! This time, as Fong Ping slashed down, Zhao Lei finally could not hold the metal staff anymore. The metal staff slipped and fell to the ground, making a loud sound. Zhao Lei's hands were already numb, but he was not willing to lose just like that. He moved his feet quickly, wanting to fight Fong Ping at close range. However, Fong Ping did not give him the chance. The Changdao whistled and slashed down again, sealing off his path forward. Zhao Lei's pupils contracted slightly, and he quickly retreated. As he retreated, Fong Ping changed the slash into a slap. The face of the saber slammed into Zhao Lei's chest. Puff! Zhao Lei's speed was not as fast as Fong Ping's, so he could not avoid it. His chest suffered a heavy blow, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. At this time, Fong Ping gave up on using the saber. He casually tossed the Changdao to Yang Xiaoman and the others. Yang Xiaoman and the others quickly dodged. Fu Changding, on the other hand, reached out and caught it. As soon as he caught it, his hand felt heavy. Then, he saw the metallic luster of the blade and could not help but curse, "Rich bastard. This is made from D-grade alloy." As soon as he said that, everyone in the class looked at the Feng's widow. Everyone's eyesight was not too bad. Fong Ping's slash, just now, was very powerful. The saber was definitely not light. It was definitely around 30 caddies. If it was D-grade alloy, did it not mean that it would cost more than 300 credits? Fu Changding's cursing of Fong Ping as rich bastard was not wrong. While they were still paying attention to the Changdao, Fong Ping was already suppressing Zhao Lei. Just as everyone's gaze shifted over, they saw a very familiar scene. Bang! Zhao Lei, whose hands were still numb, watched helplessly as a fist came toward his nose. Zhao Lei's eyes were about to pop out of their sockets. He quickly tilted his head back, but he could not avoid Fong Ping's punch. Smack! A crisp sound was heard. Blood flowed from Zhao Lei's nose instantly. His eyes were red, and tears dripped down in the blink of an eye. I told you not to cry, but you're still crying. Cry my ass. You still dare to curse? Fong Ping's first punch was successful. He threw a second punch immediately, hitting Zhao Lei's left eye. Zhao Lei's left eye swelled up at a speed visible to the naked eye. Are you still going to curse? Bang! I told you not to cry, but you're still crying so miserably. Bang! Do you really think a pig's head is pretty? Then I'll satisfy you? After more than 10 punches, Zhao Lei's face was no different from the last time, but he still refused to admit defeat. Fong Ping was a little annoyed. He gritted his teeth and said, "Then don't blame me for attacking your lower body. I admit defeat." Zhao Lei did not hesitate this time. He roared hurriedly, "You're so cheap." Fong Ping humphed. He did not waste any more words. He looked at Yang Xiaoman and said, "Next, Yang Xiaoman." Yang Xiaoman's expression changed again. She gritted her teeth and said, "You're not going to rest? No need. Yang Xiaoman looked at Zhao Lei. Zhao Lei's eyes were so swollen that he could barely see. He fumbled his way back to his original spot and sat down. Although Zhao Lei really wanted to show that he would not admit defeat even if he lost, when paired with that dignified appearance, it was quite laughable no matter how one looked at it. Yang Xiaoman exhaled and asked, "How many bones have you honed? Does it matter?" "I'm just asking. Can I? We're all in the same class. It's not a big secret. Fong Ping glanced at her, then at Tang Feng beside her. Only then did he say, 59? How is that possible? Yang Xiaoman was not the only one who said that. The others also looked at Fong Ping in disbelief. Fong Ping had only become a martial artist after entering the school. It had only been 3 months. In 3 months, he had honed 59 bones. He could finish honing 1 bone in a day and a half. This speed was too fast. Fong Ping did not think much of it. He did not think that he would be dissected. There was no shortage of geniuses in this world. Sure enough, Tang Feng did not react much. Seeing everyone's shock, he said mildly, "Some people are born to hone their bones. With enough pills, it's not surprising that their honing speed is faster. However, a faster honing speed doesn't mean that their combat strength is strong. It also depends on their hard work." "Yang Xiaoman, it's your turn." I admit defeat," Yang Xiaoman said unwillingly. Her face was full of shame and annoyance. She had directly admitted defeat twice, so she also felt that she had no face to see anyone. Fong Ping had gone too far. He had used Zhao Lei to scare people twice. How could she go out and face people when she was beaten up like that? Otherwise, she would have fought even if she had lost. It was not like she could not afford to lose, but she could not accept being beaten into a pig's head. Tang Feng looked at Fu Chanding. Fong Ping looked at Fu Chanding with a sigh. Fu Chanding looked embarrassed. He laughed dryly. "Can I not hit my face? What do you think? Then I admit defeat." Fu Chanding was straightforward. 30 credits was good, but he did not want to carry a pig's head anymore. He could not tell how much vitality Fong Ping had expended, but looking at his calm demeanor, he did not seem to have expended much. "What about you guys? Why did you have to hit my face?" "I don't know. I didn't do it on purpose." The word "on purpose" was especially piercing to the ears. Everyone was silent. After a while, a few of them said, "Admit defeat." Fong Ping was thrice honed. His vitality was probably 300 calories. He had 59 bones honed, a D-grade alloy weapon, and he especially liked to hit faces. Chapter 143. Since everyone had surrendered, Tang Feng cut to the chase and said, "Fong Ping will continue to be the class monitor." Tang Feng looked at Fong Ping and said, "If you want to continue on this fierce path, I suggest you learn a set of stepping techniques and a set of saber techniques that focus on outbursts and speed. You don't need to be too flashy. Learning stepping techniques is to prevent the enemy from escaping, so you can close the distance at any time. As for saber techniques, they focus on outbursts and speed, strong outbursts and fast slashes. The enemy can't change their moves. If you can slash 100 times in one go and maintain peak condition, you can easily kill a rank 2 martial artist." Tang Feng saw something. Fong Ping's vitality outburst had a strong endurance. As long as he did not give the enemy a chance to change their moves, entangled them with stepping techniques, and slash continuously, not many rank 2 martial artists could stop him after 100 slashes. Of course, the premise was that Fong Ping could maintain this level. Once Fong Ping's vitality increased again and he honed his upper limbs, Fong Ping would be able to kill someone of the same rank with a few slashes. Fong Ping nodded his head and thanked him. Tang Feng did not continue. He said, "Zhao Lei, your courage is commendable." But Tang Feng paused before saying, "But this kind of bravado is meaningless. This is a class battle. That's why you can escape unscathed. You know you can't win, but you're still trying to be brave. Other than losing your life, there's no other possibility." He had been beaten to such a state and was completely suppressed by Fong Ping. If he continued to hold on, other than being punched a few more times by Fong Ping, there was no effect. If Zhao Lei had a trump card that could kill in one hit and turn the tables, there would be a reason for him to hold on. Obviously, Zhao Lei did not. Under such circumstances, there was no need to be stubborn and refuse to admit defeat. Zhao Lei's eyes were red and swollen. He did not make a sound. The crowd could not see the change in his expression because they really could not. "Yang Xiaoman, Fu Chanding, you guys are good at judging, but why don't you give it a try? Fong Ping can't kill you, so you don't even have the guts to try?" Yang Xiaoman looked wronged. "Do I dare? How can I face people if I'm beaten to a pulp? Fu Chanding laughed dryly without saying a word. He had a feeling that Fong Ping was looking for an opportunity to beat him up. Knowing that he was no match for Fong Ping, he was too lazy to do so. After that, Tang Feng continued. Fong Ping, Zhao Lei, Yang Xiaoman, and Fu Chanding. The four of you will enter the reserve team. They were not surprised, but Yang Xiaoman could not help but glance at Chen Yunxi beside her. She quickly asked, "Instructor, where's Chen Yunxi?" Chen Yunxi bit her lip and lowered her head, not saying a word. Tang Feng said calmly, "Chen Yunxi, I suggest you transfer to the Faculty of Social Sciences and work behind the scenes. I also don't recommend that you continue to participate in the exchange competition. Of course, this is just my personal suggestion." Teacher, tears welled up in Chen Yunxi's eyes. She bit her lip. After a while, she said, I want to try. It's up to you. Your vitality and number of bones honed are the highest in class. I can let you enter the reserve team, but entering the reserve team doesn't mean that you have to participate in the championship. If a member of the reserve team thinks that he can beat you, you have to accept the challenge. If you lose, you will join the reserve team. As one of the few students in class who had honed more than 50 bones, Chen Yunxi did not lack in qualifications or resources. Her cultivation in other areas, including combat techniques, was not bad either. The only thing she lacked was courage. In the eyes of Huang Jing and the others, Fong Ping also lacked courage. However, Fong Ping did not really lack courage. This guy was just very cunning. He did not want to risk his life unless it was necessary. When the time came, Fong Ping would not lack courage. Chen Yunxi, however, really lacked this quality. A martial artist like this might be more suitable to become a vitality martial artist. Chen Yunxi lowered her head and said nothing. Yang Xiaoman tugged at her hand and comforted her softly, but it did not have much effect. Also, Tang Songting, Zhao Xiumei, Sui Kai, Li Zhaoxiu, and Jin Lei will enter the reserve team. The rest will enter the reserve team. I've said it before, this is not set in stone. The reserve team doesn't mean that you will definitely participate in the championship at the end, and the reserve team doesn't mean that you will always stay in the reserve team. After the teams were divided, Tang Feng continued. Fong Ping will be the captain of the reserve team. Does anyone have any objections? Everyone looked at Zhao Lei. Zhao Lei's face was like a pig's. No one could see his expression, but he was cursing in his heart. Why are you looking at me? I was just beaten up, and you're still looking at me. No objections. Fong Ping will be the captain then. Also, this month, you will not focus on carrying out missions. Right now, everyone should have a lot of credits. During this period, focus on improving your strength. Bone honing, combat techniques, everything that needs to be cultivated must be cultivated. Strive to have a few more peak rank 1 martial artists before the championship. Fong Ping is not far from a certain peak. It should not be a problem for him to reach peak rank 1 before the championship. Zhao Lei and the rest should have hope too. All of you have honed more than 50 bones. Zhao Lei has 55 bones now. Once he completes the honing of both limbs, his vitality and strength will increase. The other things are combat techniques and pole standing. The gap between rank 1 martial artists is actually not that big. Fong Ping has the advantage because of his vitality and also because his pole standing has reached the peak of the firm stance. Being able to fight, retreat, and entangle is also an advantage. In December, everyone should focus on cultivating. The school will provide some resources for everyone. The reserve team members will be given an additional 30 credits. 30 credits. Some of the reserve team members could not help but feel envious. Even without doing missions, they could still earn credits. How refreshing! Fong Ping thought for a while and said, Instructor, can I advance my class monitor credits for the middle of the month and the beginning of next month? Cough, cough, cough. Tang Feng could not help but cough. The others also looked at Fong Ping. Was there such a thing? Advance payment. What did this mean? Fong Ping did not care. He glanced at the others and said, Why don't we continue sparring now? Don't worry, I won't hit your face. You. The reserve team members were slightly displeased. Yang Xiaoman was even more furious. Tang Feng saw the situation and laughed. Sure. Instructor, Yang Xiaoman shouted. Tang Feng said indifferently, when you win, just ask Fong Ping to give it to you. Of course, I don't think your chances are high. This was obviously a provocation. Tang Feng did not even try to hide it. However, the few of them were holding back their anger. They could not let it out. Could they really defeat Fong Ping? Fong Ping's eyes flashed with joy. The class monitor this time was 30 credits. If he advanced a month, that would be 20 credits. If he received another 30 credits from the school, 80 credits would be in his hands in the blink of an eye. At this moment, Fong Ping realized that credits were easy to earn. If he said this, Yang Xiaoman and the others would beat him to death. Easy to earn? Yang Xiaoman and the others had accumulated less than 200 credits since the start of the semester. The other students in the special training class had even fewer. As for the other new students, they were almost all cultivating with the 50 credits that came with the start of the semester. How could it be easy to earn? The evening class was just a simple division of teams. After the division was done, the reserve team members left early. The remaining 10 people were left behind. Tang Feng said, the championship has been decided. The venue is in Magic City. On the 10th of January, MCMAU, CCMAU, the Martial Arts University Alliance, and the 8-School Alliance will gather in Magic City. The Martial Arts University Alliance was an alliance formed by normal martial arts universities. The 8-School Alliance was a team formed by the second batch of martial arts universities. These second batches of martial arts universities were concentrated in Magic City and Capital City, including Sino Nation Martial Arts University, South Capital Martial Arts University, East China Normal University, South China University of Science and Technology, Capital City University. The 10th will be the opening ceremony of the championship. On that day, we will draw lots to decide our first-round opponents. The 11th, the opening match, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon to decide the winner. Number 12, Losers Bracket Battle, Losers Bracket Battle, Losers Bracket Battle ranked 4th. The winner would then have to wait for the winner's group to fight against the loser's group on the 13th. The loser would be ranked 3rd. The winner on the 14th will fight against the winner with consecutive wins to decide the 1st and 2nd place. Fong Ping asked immediately, does that mean that we have to fight all 3 parties? Not bad. Tang Feng nodded and said, furthermore, the group that lost in the first round will have to fight one more round if they want to enter the finals. Losing in the first round did not mean that one would definitely lose. The other party could defeat the other party who had also lost, then defeat the losing party in the winning group, and finally fight against the winning party. If they won, they could also win. Of course, this hope was not very high. After all, if he lost once, he might not be able to win again. Only by winning 3 out of 3 battles can we win first place. Tang Feng exhaled softly and continued, according to the agreement that we have discussed, once MCMAU and CCMAU lose their 1st and 2nd places, from next September onwards, the resources invested will be reduced by 30%. You have to understand how great the loss is. Every year, MCMAU invests up to 30 billion in resources for students. Yes, 30 billion. It was just a university with 6,000 students. MCMAU's annual subsidies were as high as 30 billion. After splitting it evenly, every student in MCMAU would receive 5 million as a resource subsidy every year. Needless to say, the new student's admission gift of 50 credits was worth more than $1 million. In addition to the usual subsidies, on average, the new students would receive no less than 2 million in benefits in their first year. The older students actually had more. They needed a lot of pills and other resources, and MCMAU sold them to the students at cost price, or even below cost price. The difference in price was also frighteningly high. Once it was reduced by 30%, they would lose almost 10 billion in subsidies. Therefore, in this championship, our goal is to secure 2nd place and fight for 1st place. Second, our resources will not change. First, CCMU's investment will be reduced by 10%, and these will be transferred to the school in 1st place. Everyone's expression changed slightly. Tang Feng continued, in December, all of you will work hard on your cultivation, including the cultivation of various combat techniques. In January, The school will bring all of you to play 2 friendly matches. Friendly matches? Yes, go to other schools to test the situation, mainly the schools in Magic City. Will this be useful? There is still some use. We can roughly see some things so that everyone can be prepared. After saying this, Tang Feng continued. The school has high hopes for everyone participating in the championship this time. In January, when the specific name list is confirmed, each of you will receive at least 50 credits as a reward. If you manage to secure second place, the school will reward you handsomely. If you can get first place, everything else aside, each of you will receive at least 300 credits as a reward. Everyone's eyes were green. 300 credits and above. This year, the school's investment in these students participating in the championship was unusually large. From the beginning to the end, if they managed to get first place, each of them would receive at least 500 credits. 500 credits would be enough for everyone to smoothly cultivate to peak rank 2. If they did not care about the time and used it sparingly, even rank 3 would not be a problem. Coming out of the training room, Fu Changding sighed. If we manage to secure second place, it'll be fine. If we lose it, even if the school doesn't punish us, the others will curse us to death. The pressure was not small. If they lost, the seniors who were about to graduate might not say anything. However, the new students in the coming year could curse the seniors until they vomited blood. Not only the new students, but they themselves would also be in trouble. In the next few years, it would be much more difficult to obtain cultivation resources. Fong Ping, are you confident? Fong Ping was speechless. He said impatiently, I don't even know the situation in the other schools. How can I be confident? He did not think he was weak, but did normal martial arts universities not have geniuses? Old Wang had also reached peak rank 1 at the end of the semester. If there were more martial artists like this in normal schools, who knew if there would be more monsters? We'll try to cultivate to peak rank 1 this month. If we really manage to gather 10 peak rank 1 martial artists, I think we're still very confident. Geniuses are not cabbages. There won't be that many of them. The few of them discussed for a while and dispersed. The next day, noon, Fong Ping and Zhao Xuemei were called to the training room. Lu Fengru did not waste any time. She said directly, Fong Ping, do you want to learn more advanced combat techniques? Yes. Advanced combat techniques are usually developed for rank 3 martial artists. Rank 3 martial artists have completed honing their limbs. At this time, the honing process slows down. Only then can they focus on cultivating advanced combat techniques. However, the situation now is different. Lu Fengru thought for a while and said, combat techniques are actually used by people. Originally, there were no ranks. Basic combat techniques in the hands of powerhouses can also be used to great effect. However, not everyone is a powerhouse. Just like firearms, there are strong and weak ones. Weapons have their own ranks. In the end, combat techniques also have their own ranks. Currently, other than basic combat techniques, there are slightly more powerful combat techniques used by martial artists in the 3 lower ranks. For example, the puncture kick that I taught you last time. This type of combat technique is known as a standard rank combat technique. Fong Ping interrupted. Like martial artists, there are 9 ranks? That's not it. Lu Fengru shook her head. Currently, there are only 3 ranks for combat techniques. Low, middle, and high. The puncture kick is a low-rank combat technique. Actually, if you've perfected the puncture kick, it won't be weak. It's just very difficult. On the other hand, middle-ranked combat techniques are developed for martial artists who have completed honing their limbs. Sometimes there are some restrictions. The main one is the vitality restriction, which consumes a lot. On the other hand, high-ranked combat techniques are developed for middle-ranked martial artists. What about Grandmaster-level powerhouses? Grandmaster-level powerhouses won't purposely pursue the rank of combat techniques. Grandmaster-level powerhouses have their own uniqueness. Let's put it this way. Grandmaster-level powerhouses pursue a comprehensive outburst of vitality, and spirit. They're not like the 3 lower and middle ranks, which are purely vitality outbursts. Vitality, and spirit? Fong Ping understood a little. He asked hurriedly, is it related to mentality? Lu Fengru glanced at him and said lightly, You're very far away from this now. There's no need to look into this. All in all, at this moment, you're still very weak. Right now, if you want to improve further, you need to learn middle-rank combat techniques. These combat techniques have high vitality requirements. On one hand, when you cultivate, vitality consumption is high. On the other hand, middle-rank combat techniques include some powerful outburst ultimate moves. These moves require a strong vitality to be able to outburst. Your vitality should be 300 calories now, right? Yes, I've got it. Lu Fengru flicked her fingers lightly. After some thought, she said, do you want to learn stepping techniques and saber techniques? I want to learn stepping techniques, but I don't really care about saber techniques. As long as the outburst is strong and fast, I don't need to be too flashy. I have stepping techniques here. As for saber techniques, how about this? Come to me tomorrow, and I'll teach you. After talking to Fong Ping, Lu Fengru looked at Zhao Xuemei and said, you haven't reached peak rank 1 yet. You've only honed 47 bones. Although you're not slow, compared to others, you're not fast either. Do you dare to try? Zhao Xuemei looked confused. Lu Fengru said lightly, try using rank 2 vitality pills to cultivate. Use the outburst of vitality to hone your bones quickly. Rank 2. Yes, this is an effective way to speed up bone honing. However, I'm afraid you won't be able to handle it. Moreover, the consumption is too high. The market price of ranked 2 vitality pills was usually no less than 700,000 yuan per pill. In school, it would also cost 20 credits per pill. The price could not be considered cheap. If a rank 1 martial artist used a rank 2 vitality pill to hone their bones, their vitality would definitely be sufficient. They could hone their bones without any worries. Right now, you're still 15 bones away from peak rank 1. If you cultivate normally, you definitely won't be able to achieve that in a month. However, take a rank 2 vitality pill every 2 days. In a month, there's still hope. 1 pill every 2 days? Zhao Xuemei's face was a little pale. That would be 15 pills a month. She did not have that many credits, so she could only buy them with money. That would cost about 10 million. Was it worth it? Moreover, it would be risky. After hesitating for a moment, Zhao Xuemei gritted her teeth and said, Instructor, I choose to hone my bones with a rank 2 vitality pill. Then come to my place every night to cultivate from now on. Fong Ping listened. On one hand, he admired Zhao Xuemei's courage. On the other hand, he was filled with envy, jealousy, and hatred. What a rich woman. Just for the sake of speeding up to rank 1, she would spend tens of millions without even blinking. How rich was her family? It turned out that one could cheat when it came to bone honing. Fong Ping thought about it and felt that it was normal. The rank 2 vitality pill replenished vitality quickly. Martial artists could continuously use vitality to hone their bones, so speeding up the process was normal. However, could the Meridians withstand it? Perhaps they would have to use pills like the Viscera Shielding pill. After calculating, the amount of money spent would be even more terrifying. Very few martial artists would do this. It was not that they could not cultivate to rank 1. There was no need to waste so much. Cultivation was a long-term thing, not something that could be done in a day. Did old Wang do the same? Chapter 144. Zhao Xuemei had decided to use rank 2 vitality pills to cultivate. Fong Ping guessed that others must have the same idea. MCMU had a lot of rich people. This made Fong Ping, who had thought of himself as a rich man, feel that he was not that rich. Just as Fong Ping and the others found out about the time of the championship, there was suddenly a rumor on the internet about the National Freshman Championship. 99 universities, top freshman showdown. Famous schools have an undeserved reputation. The government has invested too much in famous schools, causing dissatisfaction among the schools. Unveiling the mysterious veil of martial arts universities. In the eyes of many ordinary people, martial arts universities were just a name, an illusory term that was far away from them. It was a place that countless young people yearned for. But what were martial arts universities like? How strong were martial arts university students? Compared to the martial artists and leaders they usually met, they had no idea who was stronger and who was weaker. What kind of life did martial arts university students lead? Just like the news reported, it was very mysterious. Mysterious martial arts universities. At this moment, the mysterious and noble martial arts universities seem to be pulling open a new curtain for the world. On the internet, all kinds of news continued to explode. Exclusive report. The national championship may become the first martial arts competition in Sino Nation to be open to the public. Can the famous schools stand out and maintain their reputation? Insider news. This championship may involve a fight for tens of billions of government funding. Heaven's Pride Gathering. Grade 0, 8 freshmen. Lucky or unlucky? After so many years, this was the first time such a large-scale national championship was held. Participants. 99 martial arts universities. In the past, championships like this have been very small in scale. MCMU might compete with CCMU, but it would be held internally and the outside world would not know. There might be exchanges with a few local martial arts universities, but it would be limited to 3 to 5. This time, all 99 martial arts universities in the country would participate together. This was impossible in the past. The new student representatives from the 99 martial arts universities would definitely be the strongest in grade 0-8. The outstanding ones among them might soar to the sky, but they might also have to bear great pressure. If they lost and lost miserably, and the inside story was exposed in the future, these losers would most likely become the target of disdain. They lost the school's resources, making it more difficult for the latecomers. Even if it was not their responsibility, the first batch of new students to participate in the championship would be remembered by countless people. Nanjiang, Rivertown. Wu Zhihao exclaimed, the national championship. It was obvious that he had not known about the national championship until this very moment. Tan Hao, who was sitting next to him, asked curiously, didn't you join the special training class? You don't even know this? What do I know? Wu Zhihao said gloomily, I'm just a bystander. I don't know where these martial artists came from in the special training class. These martial artists, together with Nanjiang University of Science and Technology and Nanjiang University, formed another special training class. There are about a dozen martial artists. Usually, we just wander around the special training class to see if we can get some benefits. If there's any information, they won't tell us. Tan Hao said sympathetically, I thought you were awesome, but it turns out you're just like that. Better than you, at least I'm in the special training class. Wu Zhihao snorted exasperatedly and said, Nanjiang has produced so many martial artists this year. Those who are participating in the exchange competition this time must be martial artists, right? Of course, Tan Hao said affirmatively. This time, there are 89 normal martial arts universities, and there are 10 martial artists. Think about it, I suspect that there might be peak rank 1 martial artist participating. On average, there's not even 1 peak martial artist in 9 martial arts universities? Seems like it. Sigh, before I entered martial arts universities, I didn't have a deep understanding. I always felt that martial artists were everywhere in martial arts universities, and rank 2 and 3 were everywhere. Only after entering martial arts universities did I understand how difficult it is to become a martial artist. Wu Zhihao sighed and said, I wonder how Fong Ping is doing now. Do you think he can participate in the championship? I don't think there's much hope. Tan Hao shook his head. After all, Fong Ping only became a martial artist after enrolling in school. There were a lot of martial artists in MCMU when school started, and their families are well off. You've seen it too. It's hard to become a martial artist without money. Fong Ping doesn't have any cultivation resources. How can he compare to those people? That's true. Wu Zhihao felt that this was true. Although Fong Ping had become a martial artist, he was only a rank 1 martial artist. Without a lot of resources, he could not cultivate too fast. There were many tycoons in MCMAU. There were a lot of martial artists who became martial artists when school started. If Fong Ping was in Nanjiang, there was still hope for him to participate. If he was in MCMAU, he might not stand a chance at all. Is the championship really going to be open to the public? Tan Hao, if it's really an open competition, should we go and watch? I want to go, but I don't know if I can buy tickets. You're in the special training class. You can be a cheerleader, right? I'll be a cheerleader? Wu Zhihao said indignantly. I won't do it. I'd rather spend my own money to buy tickets. But Fong Ping is in Magic City. Why don't we talk to Yang Jian and the others and go to Magic City during winter break? Fong Ping has become a martial artist, but we haven't asked him to treat us to a meal yet. When we go to Magic City, let him treat us. The few of them discussed and finally decided that if the championship was really going to be open to the public, they would go and watch the fun. At the same time, Magic City. Fong Ping held the phone and said with a headache, "You know about this?" "Of course. It's all over the internet." "Fong Ping, I want to go and watch the fun too, okay?" "What fun is there to watch? Besides, it might not be open to the public." Fong Ping felt a headache coming on. What the hell? The championship might be open to the public and even sell tickets for normal people to watch. This would cause a lot of dissatisfaction. That included Fong Ping. People like them, especially those from ordinary families, did not want their parents to know that they were bleeding and crying. They only needed to know that their son was very happy and comfortable. They only needed to know that their son did not lack money, had a high status, and was strong. That was enough. Now, there was a lot of commotion. What was the point of letting normal people watch the battle? However, Fong Ping had also heard that because this was a championship for new students, most of them were rank 1, closest to normal people, and it would not be too tragic. An open competition like this was a suitable start. Moreover, letting the new students open the competition and let them become famous would be beneficial to the promotion of some of the government's plans. Previously in Sun City, Tan Jinping had hoped that Fong Ping could be a spokesperson to let countless youths actively participate in martial sciences studies. Now was also the best opportunity to let countless youths know what kind of transformation would happen after entering a martial arts university. These new students were all students who had entered martial arts universities for half a year. Others would not think about it. They were the cream of the crop among millions of students. They would only think that if they could do it, so could they. As long as the scene was not too bloody, even if they were injured, so what? Fong Ping was almost certain that if the scene was too bloody, it would definitely not be made public. Instead, the scenes of beautiful fights, clean wins, and cheers would be known by the public. Creating a group of star students would make countless people yearn to be martial artists. This was probably the reason why the championship was chosen as the first open competition. Even as he thought about this, Fong Ping still said, "The championship is almost New Year. It'll be so comfortable to stay at home for the winter." "No, Fong Ping, can't I pay for it myself?" "Stop showing off your wealth." Fong Ping huffed impatiently. After a while, he said, "We'll talk about it when the time comes. Anyway, I don't care. I want to go, and I want to go to your school to take a look. What's there to see? MCMU will be my school in the future. Of course, I want to see the environment." Fong Ping could not help but laugh. "You're thinking so far ahead. You're only in year 3. Why are you not studying now? Why are you taking MCMU?" Having said that, Fong Ping immediately said, "I still have something to do. I'm hanging up. Remember to book the tickets for me." "I'll see." After hanging up, Fong Ping saw Lu Fengru and asked immediately, "Instructor, what's with the championship being made public?" Lu Fengru said nonchalantly, "It's not strange. Martial arts universities are the easiest for ordinary people to interact with, and they know the most about martial artists. This time, 99 martial arts universities are holding a championship. It's good for ordinary people to yearn for martial artists, and it also deepens their understanding of martial artists. You're all rank 1. Before this, you were all ordinary people. You're also the most suitable to be the first batch of martial artists under the public's eyes. When next year, the number of students applying for martial sciences will definitely increase. But worried that your parents will find out. Worried about you? A little. It's nothing. Actually, this is good. If we really want to communicate in private." Lu Fengru shook her head slightly. "Then at least half of you will die. But now, if it's made public, the fights won't be so fierce. Moreover, there will definitely be high-rank powerhouses on standby, ready to help at any time. For you, it's a good thing. You can have fewer casualties. In private, everyone could beat their brains out without a problem. However, in public, unless there was really no time, there would definitely be many middle-ranked and high-ranked powerhouses waiting for help at any time. For Fong Ping and the others, this was indeed a good thing. The instructors would not sit idly by and watch them die. As for injuries, if they could not even accept martial artists getting injured, what kind of martial artists were they? Did they want to fight some exhibition matches for the ordinary people to watch? To make them think that martial artists were all showy and impractical, a joke? Fong Ping did not say anything after hearing that. Lu Fengru said, "Right now, we're not sure if we should make it public, but the possibility is very high. Don't think too much. It's a good thing for you. You can fight without restraint. As long as you don't get killed in one hit, I have a reason to save you." Cough, 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 Fong Ping smiled bitterly. "I'm not that weak, am I? You think you're very strong?" Lu Fengru said disdainfully. MCMU's new students dominating doesn't mean anything. MCMAU is actually much gentler. CCMU is stronger than us, and the other martial arts universities are weaker than us, but that's in general, not in individuals. In the Northwest, there are even martial arts universities that throw their new students into the catacombs. So cruel? Cruel? Use your brain and think about it. If MCMAU and CCMU's resources are reduced by 30%, they'll get more than $20 billion in financial allocation, including the division of profits between the two elite schools for pill companies and weapon manufacturing companies. This is a big event in the future. The wealth involved is as high as $100 billion. If each school divides it equally, it'll be more than $1 billion. Don't you think it's worth it to lose a few new students to cultivate a middle to high-rank martial artist? Fong Ping fell silent again. Lu Fengru did not continue, but went back to the main topic. Don't think about these useless things. Today, I'll teach you stepping techniques and saber techniques. Take a look at the cultivation technique information first. Lu Fengru pointed at the pile of books at the side. Fong Ping was surprised. So many? Middle-ranked combat techniques involve more theories, and they're broken down in more detail. Take a look. I'll show you a few more times, and you can ask me if you don't understand. Okay. Fong Ping flipped through the books. The name of the stepping technique was simple, cloud steps. The name of the saber technique was relatively awesome, manic explosion. Of course, he was also a little chinibu. Lu Fengru saw that he was staring at the title of the book and said casually, "This is the saber technique created by your Nanjiang's Governor General Zhang. When he was young, he was a little silly, and the names he came up with were all the same. Manic Explosion was just one of them. He had Royal Decapitation and Immortal Vanquishing Divine Blade. It sounded impressive, but in reality, it was only at the 6th rank. Oh, now it was the 7th rank. Back then, I beat you up so badly that you called me Grand Aunt. Sigh. A real man doesn't boast about his past achievements." Cough, cough, cough. This time, Fong Ping really choked. Is this for real? This was not the first time he had heard of Nanjiang's Governor General Zhang's name. Right after his rebirth, Governor General Zhang had become a grandmaster. This was big news that everyone in Nanjiang knew. The other party had also graduated from Nanjiang Martial Arts University. Wang Jinyang and the others had also said that the changes in Nanjiang Martial Arts University had something to do with the other party. But now, Lu Fengru actually said that she had beaten him up so badly that he had to call her grand aunt when he was young. It couldn't be that bad, right? Fong Ping did not expect that this saber technique was created by Governor General Zhang. Mentor, you know Governor General Zhang? Of course. Otherwise, where did this saber technique come from? Actually, back then, he also wanted to pursue me. But look at his conduct. Back then, your mentor was also a flower. When I first entered the catacombs, there were more than 10 people with me. Which guy wasn't smitten by me? At that time, he was there. There was no entrance to the catacombs in Nanjiang. Back then, when Nanjiang Martial Arts University came to Magic City to enter the catacombs, that's how I met him. Don't worry and cultivate the cultivation method. Yesterday, I asked that old fellow, and he didn't have any objections. He was very attentive to me, and even said that he would explain it to you personally when he had time. I ignored him. She's bragging, right? Fong Ping thought to himself. The possibility was very high. It was not the first time that Lu Fengru could brag. It could be seen from the way she called herself Unconquerable Wu. If she said that she knew Governor General Zhang, Fang Ping would not doubt it. But if she said that she was smitten by Lu Fengru and still could not forget her until now, Fang Ping really did not believe it. Still, it was not certain. No one could say for sure. Knowing that this was a saber technique created by Governor General Zhang, Fang Ping felt something else. It seemed that he and Nanjiang had an inseparable fate. Fang Ping continued looking down at the introduction of the cultivation method. Manic explosion could be seen from the name. Continuous vitality outbursts, violent saber techniques. There were not many moves, a total of 7 moves. Each move was more explosive than the one before. At the 7th move, one would either live or die. This was because after 7 moves, no matter how much vitality you had, your vitality would be exhausted by the last move. At this time, if the enemy did not die, you would die. What if my vitality is endless? Fang Ping's eyes lit up. If I continuously outburst 7 moves, my vitality would be full again. Does that mean that I can continue outbursting? This time, Fang Ping's interest was piqued. He began to read seriously. After reading for a while, Fang Ping fell in a deep thought. Manic explosion did not only outburst vitality, but also other aspects. Meridians, internal organs, bones, skin, his vitality was not a problem, but there were still limits in these aspects. It's a pity that I didn't hone my upper limbs. I hope to advance to rank 2 before the championship and hone some upper limbs. That way, after 7 moves, I'll be able to cut down one after another. After reading the saber for a while, Fang Ping looked at the footwork. Cloud Steps was not complicated. It used a unique way of exerting force, outbursting vitality, to make one's speed faster and more methodical. After reading through it in general, Fang Ping felt that it was not too difficult for him to learn. He could meet the requirements for vitality outbursts, and he could do it continuously. He had no problem with the cultivation requirements. It was nothing more than practice makes perfect. The main thing was the strength of vitality. At this moment, Fang Ping realized that the strength of vitality was more useful than he had imagined. No wonder the college entrance examination tested vitality. Chapter 145. In December, the weather gradually turned cold. It was still fine in the south, but it was already snowing in some places in the north. A few days ago, there was a huge snowstorm at Stone Gate in the north. The outside world thought that the weather was abnormal. The north was cold to begin with, so not many people really cared. However, Fang Ping and the others already knew that the worsening of the weather had something to do with the changes in the catacombs. Dormitory area. Beside the haven. Fang Ping's cultivation location had changed from the training room to the side of the haven. According to Lu Fengru, it was quieter here and the air was fresher. However, according to Fang Ping's understanding, it was because his instructor was afraid of trouble. The dormitory area was far from the training room, beside the lake. The Changdao in Fang Ping's hand moved like a shadow. With a sudden roar, the saber slashed down. Bang! Cracks instantly appeared on a blue stone beside the lake. In the blink of an eye, it shattered into several pieces. Phew! Fang Ping exhaled deeply. The joy in his eyes was obvious. Beside him, Lu Fengru frowned slightly and said, "Go get yourself a few blue stones to mend the damage. Who told you to destroy the environment when you cultivate?" Fang Ping suddenly looked embarrassed. Then he said excitedly, "Instructor, the saber cut the limestone." Very proud? No. Although he said that he didn't, it was obvious that he was a little proud. It had only been 3 days, and he was already able to perform the first slash. It won't be too late to be arrogant after you've slashed out 7 times in a row. Lu Fengru was not stingy with her words. She took another look at the fragments of the blue stone and frowned slightly. Your strength is very scattered. When you can cut the blue stone into 2 smooth halves with 1 slash, that would be considered a small achievement. Fang Ping had just chopped the blue stone into pieces. It was not chopping, it was shaking. Upon hearing this, Fang Ping suddenly said somewhat helplessly The Fang's widow's main focus is ferocity. Cut the crap. Just because it's tough and fierce doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be controlled. Lu Fengru scolded. As she said that, she reached out and took the Feng's widow from Fong Ping's hand, waving it at the ground. Fong Ping did not get a good look, nor did he hear the loud sound when he struck the blue stone. Everything had ended without a sound. Lu Fengru did not say anything. After swinging her saber a few times, she tossed it to Fong Ping. Fong Ping did not pay attention to the saber. He looked down hurriedly. He saw that one of the small pieces of bluestone that he had just chopped was evenly divided into 8 pieces. Fong Ping bent down hurriedly, picked up a small piece, and rubbed it. The cut surface was extremely smooth. Teacher, didn't you change your weapon so that you could unleash more power and kill your enemies with brute force? But violence does not equal brute force. Lu Fengru shook her head and said, You only know how to use brute force. I've seen your sparring with other people. You only know how to stab down foolishly. If you run into someone whose vitality and combat techniques aren't as good as yours, then it's naturally easier to deal with them. But can you only bully these people? Every time you slash down with your saber, your strength would be dispersed. It looked domineering and mighty, but it would cause the enemy's perlicue to crack. But is your purpose to crack open the jaws of others? Fong Ping said thoughtfully, What you mean is that my strength is dispersed too much. It should be like the puncture kick where my strength is concentrated at one point. It's not hopeless yet. Lu Fengru said as she walked, using the least amount of strength to kill the enemy, conserving stamina and vitality. This is what martial artists should do. No matter how violent the combat technique is, it will still pursue the greatest lethality with the least amount of effort. Manic explosion sounds crazy, but it's not for you to be crazy stupidly. Go back and take a closer look at the gathering and condensing techniques. When you've learned the 3 consecutive slashes, you'll be able to cut F-class weapons in half with 1 slash. That'll be considered a small success. 3 consecutive slashes can cut F-class weapons in half. Fong Ping found it hard to believe. Lu Fengru frowned and said, This is a middle-ranked combat technique. It was originally meant for rank 3 martial artists. Rank 3 martial artists who have learned middle-ranked combat techniques are not weak even among their peers. Manic Explosion is not a street product, and it was not modified by the students from the School of Production. This is the work of a grandmaster martial artist. Although some street products are also ranked, many of them are modified combat techniques by some low-ranked martial artists who borrowed the cultivation methods of their predecessors. You're holding a D-class alloy weapon and know how to concentrate your strength at one point. With the outburst of 3 consecutive slashes, cutting F-class alloy is not just wishful thinking. After saying that, Lu Fengru suddenly looked at him strangely and said, Do you think you can achieve 7 consecutive slashes in rank 1? Huh? You can't really think that, right? No, it doesn't matter if I do or not. You better throw away that stupid idea of yours. Middle-ranked combat techniques are prepared for rank 3 martial artists. For example, a normal rank 1 martial artist vitality is between 180 calories and 250 calories. A rank 2 martial artist vitality is between 250 calories and 400 calories. A rank 3 martial artist vitality is between 250 calories and 400 calories. A rank 3 martial artist's torso may only have 51 torso bones, but each of them is a big bone, especially the spine. Once the torso is honed, the human skeleton system will completely form a cycle. At this time, the skull does not need to participate in the cycle system. Therefore, every time the torso is honed and every bone is honed, it means that vitality will skyrocket. After it is linked up, it will be a step higher. At rank 3, a martial artist's vitality is limited from 400 calories to 1,000 calories. Do you understand what I mean? Fong Ping was a little shocked. A rank 3 martial artist's vitality can go up to 1,000? It varies from person to person. 1,000 calories is the limit, or should I say 999 calories is the limit. It's the same even for twice honed. Fong Ping was even more surprised now. He said immediately, What you mean is, no matter if it's twice honed or thrice honed, at rank 3, the upper limit of vitality is 999 calories. That's right. Of course, it still depends on person. At that stage, very few people will test their vitality. If some people don't say it, not many people will know whether they have exceeded the limit or not. Lu Fengru explained and said, these are all off-topic. What I mean is that middle-rank combat techniques are prepared for rank 3 martial artists, or peak rank 2 martial artists can also cultivate. Why? The limit of vitality. In order to unleash the full power of each slash of manic explosion, the vitality outburst must reach about 100 calories. Can you do that? The vitality outburst from your slash just now did not exceed 20 calories. It's considered a reduced version of manic explosion. Even if you can outburst 7 times, it's just for show. It's not the complete version. At your stage, you don't need to pursue too many moves. You need to dig deeper. When you slash, you can consume 100 calories of vitality. Rank 1 and 2 martial artists will almost all be killed by your slash. Do you understand what I mean? Of course, Fong Ping could understand. When they fought with others, the consumption of vitality was not a one-time thing. Instead, every move consumed vitality. For example, Fong Ping's puncture kick only consumed about 10 calories of vitality at most when he gave it his all. In fact, that was a special case. Under normal circumstances, if he gave it his all, a puncture kick would only consume about 5 to 6 cal of vitality. Therefore, if Fong Ping used puncture kick with his vitality of more than 300 calories, he could continuously deliver 40 to 50 kicks. Of course, he did not use any cheats. The human body needed to maintain a normal supply of vitality. When vitality fell below 100 calories, it would be a little weak. Fong Ping, who had more than 300 calories of vitality, could use more than 200 calories of vitality. For example, the slash just now consumed a lot of vitality, close to 20 calories. He could deliver 10 or so slashes like that without a problem. If he wanted to deliver another slash, he would need to replenish his vitality. Could manic explosion that consumed 20 calories of vitality and 100 calories of vitality have the same power? Obviously not. This was not just a matter of vitality. There was a limit to how much explosive force the bones, meridians, and skin could withstand. Rank 3 martial artists have high vitality. That's why they can cultivate 5 or 7 consecutive slashes. You can't. With your situation, I've already said that you can do 7 consecutive slashes just for show. If you really use 7 consecutive slashes, your vitality will be depleted immediately. Do you know what will happen to you when your vitality is depleted? Fong Ping shook his head. If your vitality is sucked dry, what do you think will happen to you? A mummy. So don't even think about it. When you can unleash 50 calories of vitality in one slash, you can do 3 or 4 consecutive slashes. With that kind of explosive force, it's not impossible to break F-class weapons. Lu Fengru had never mentioned these things before. In reality, no one cared. They were all rank 1 martial artists. They had not reached that step yet. Whether it was basic combat techniques or low-rank combat techniques, they had not reached the limits of a rank 1 martial artist. Their vitality would not be depleted just because they cultivated a profound combat technique. However, middle-rank combat techniques had this possibility. If a real genius could cultivate manic explosion to full mastery in rank 1, each slash would consume 100 calories of vitality. Almost no one would survive 3 slashes. Now, Fong Ping understood why the requirements for cultivating middle-rank combat techniques were a little harsh. This was to prevent accidents from happening. You have to do 2 things now. First, learn to control your strength. Don't scatter it. Second, learn to unleash more vitality force. The more vitality force is unleashed, the more powerful it will be. This is proportional. Otherwise, even if you learn 7 consecutive slashes, the power of each slash will only be 5 or 6 cal. What's the point? Moves depend on the person. This is the principle. Fong Ping nodded hurriedly. Then he asked, Instructor, if that's the case, then the lethality of a move is related to the vitality outburst of each move. Does this mean that a rank 1 martial artist can also kill a rank 3 martial artist? If a rank 1 martial artist can unleash 100 calories of vitality in one move, if a rank 3 martial artist can't beat him, Lu Fengru said impatiently. Isn't it normal? Now, you drag a rank 3 martial artist who only has vitality here, and you kill him with one slash. Is it strange? Don't just look at ranks. Right now, the government's reclassification policy is still under discussion. In fact, they're discussing whether to use the explosive force and endurance of moves to determine ranks. I see. Lu Fengru brought up another concept. Actually, in the eyes of many practical martial artists, a martial artist who can unleash 1/10 of his current vitality in every move is considered to have truly mastered the vitality force in his body. If you have 300 calories of vitality, then you can unleash 30 calories of lethality in one move. This means that you have truly mastered the use of vitality. If you can unleash 1/5 of your current vitality in one move, then this kind of move is called a killer move. If you can unleash 1/3 or even half of your current vitality, then it's called a killer move. Then, before Fong Ping could ask anything, Lu Fengru interrupted. If you unleash all your vitality, then it's a deadly move. After unleashing all your vitality, you'll die too. Cough, 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 Fong Ping coughed dryly. What she said made so much sense that he could not refute her. If you can cultivate manic explosion to the point where you can unleash 100 calories of vitality in one move, then it means that you've mastered an ultimate move. Things like killer moves and ultimate moves have nothing to do with cultivation methods. It's about personal control and not the representation of a cultivation method. Do you understand? Fong Ping nodded again. This meant that any combat technique could be a killer move or an ultimate move. It all depended on one's control. If Fong Ping could cultivate his basic combat techniques to that level, then they would be an ultimate move. After some thought, Fong Ping took the opportunity to ask again. I've seen the ranking of the 3 lower ranks before. Do the martial artists who are ranked at the top of the 3 lower ranks all have their own ultimate moves? Not necessarily. Ultimate moves aren't that easy to master. That Wang Jinyang has mastered it. That's why he's so confident that he's invincible among his peers. Those who are ranked in the top 30 should all have their own ultimate moves. As for those who are ranked behind, not necessarily. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. Instructor, if I master an ultimate move, does that mean that I'm also invincible among my peers? Of course. This time, Lu Fengru had no intention of refuting him at all. She grinned and said, your vitality has always been higher than others. Forget about ultimate moves. If you master an ultimate move and unleash 60 calories of vitality in every move, then no one in rank 1 will be your opponent. Even a peak rank 2 idiot who can't control his own vitality force won't be your opponent, let alone a rank 1. Peak rank 2. A normal peak rank 2 only had around 400 calories of vitality. If they could not control their own vitality force, it meant that their explosive power was not as good as Fong Ping's. If such a peak rank 2 fought Fong Ping, it was more likely that Fong Ping would hack them to death. The premise was that Fong Ping could control his own strength and unleash a stronger force. Also, don't forget to cultivate Cloud Step. No matter how strong your explosive power is, it's useless if you can't catch up to the enemy. If you unleash 100 calories of vitality in one move and the enemy runs away, then you'll be the one to die. Once your vitality is depleted, you'll be at the mercy of others. Lu Fengru was teaching him according to the conventional way, but Fong Ping's eyes lit up again. Next time, can I trick people like this? Pretending that he could not catch up to the enemy and deplete his vitality. When the enemy came back, his vitality would suddenly recover, and he could trick a lot of people to death. Fong Ping felt that it was necessary for him to deeply explore the functions of the system. Vitality could recover quickly. If this thing was used well, it would not be as simple as saving vitality pills. In fact, Fong Ping had used this trick to kill a lot of people in the past. Today, it was not as simple as just cultivating the first move of manic explosion. Fong Ping felt that he had gained a lot. Sometimes being pointed out by someone might be better than burying his head and thinking hard for a year. There's also the killer move and ultimate move. If I master the ultimate move, won't I be able to kill every rank 1 and 2? Unless they also have an ultimate move. Even then, they'll reach their limit with 1 move. They can only use 2 moves at most. If my body can take it, then I can use an unlimited burst. The more he thought about it, the more excited Fong Ping became. Beside him, Lu Fengru glanced at him, smiled, and said nothing. She knew that Fong Ping's vitality recovered very quickly. She said all this today to give Fong Ping some motivation, to stimulate the kid, and to make good use of his advantage. As for the championship, that was not the main goal. Chapter 146. As the days went by, the national championship became more and more popular. The first open martial arts competition in the country. The first among 10 million new students. The battle between MCMAU and CCMAU. All kinds of controversial topics were tossed out. CCMAU and MCMAU had been fighting for many years. Although CCMAU had always been the first, the Southerners did not agree. They felt that MCMU was not inferior to CCMAU. This was also the first time the 2 schools held an open competition. In mid-December, the Ministry of Education announced to the public the national championship was officially open to the public. At the same time, the location was officially confirmed. MCMU Gymnasium. The location was MCMAU. There was no more suitable place than this. This was also an attempt by the Ministry of Education to let ordinary people have a deeper understanding of martial arts universities and stimulate their yearning for it. MCMU Gymnasium was huge, but this time only 5,000 tickets were sold to the public. Only selling 5,000 tickets was obviously too little for the first open martial arts competition in the country. Before the tickets were sold, countless people online and in real life were waving money and buying tickets at high prices. McMao. Fong Ping received a call from Fong Yuan again. The little girl was extremely excited. She said excitedly, "Fong Ping, you're in MCMAU. Can you buy tickets in advance?" "What do you want?" Fong Ping had a bad feeling about this. The opportunity to make money is here. The official ticket price is only $999. Now many people are clamoring to buy tickets. There are people who are willing to pay $2,000 or $3,000. If you can buy them in advance, we can buy all 5,000 tickets. Fong Ping was completely speechless. The little girl was dreaming. Was she going to be the biggest scalper? But she had overestimated her brother. 5,000 tickets? Even 5 tickets were hard to buy. Fong Ping said helplessly, "If you can't buy them, don't think about making a fortune from this. I'll ask later. We should have free tickets." Participants like them would definitely have free tickets. However, there would not be too many. This championship was very important. The Ministry of Education would send people, martial arts universities from all over the country, and students from all over the country would come to watch the competition. These are all internal tickets. MCMAU could accommodate 10,000 people without a problem. They could sell 5,000 tickets to the public. Each martial arts university could get 50 tickets. That was the limit. Fong Ping and the other participating students would be lucky if they could get 3 tickets. Fong Yuan was elated when she heard that there were free tickets. "How much?" "I don't know. Maybe 2 or 3. "So little? How much more do you want?" Fong Ping said exasperatedly. "Don't even think about it. What are you thinking? If you want to come, then do your best in the exam. It's almost the final exam. You don't have the time to think about other things. If you don't do well, you're not allowed to go anywhere." After scolding his sister, Fong Ping ignored her chatter. He reminded her to eat more and hung up the phone hurriedly. After hanging up, Fong Ping exhaled. "I've finally finished honing my lower limbs." In the past half a month, because he had been distracted by the cultivation of combat techniques, his bone honing progress was not great. He spent half a month honing the last 3 bones. This was also related to Fong Ping upgrading the system previously. At that time, he did not hone his meridians and flesh, which made Fong Ping realize the drawbacks. Without the nourishment of his meridians and physical body, the eruption of his battle techniques always had some flaws and pressure, which was unsatisfactory. In the past half a month, Fong Ping was not in a hurry to hone his bones. Instead, while cultivating combat techniques, he used the body-strengthening elixir he bought to hone his body. I didn't hone many bones, but this half a month's expenditure is not small. At the beginning of the month, Fong Ping's wealth was close to 13 million. Later, when he went to collect 80 credits, his wealth was close to 15 million. However, the cultivation of middle-rank combat techniques consumed a lot of vitality. A full 4 slash did not consume vitality, but wealth. 1 slash would consume tens of thousands of wealth. At this moment, Fong Ping had already mastered the control of his own strength. A full 4 slash could produce a vitality outburst of 35 calories. If he wanted to recover, he would need 35,000 wealth. Of course, there was no need to go all out every time he cultivated. Even so, Fong Ping's daily expenditure rate reached 200,000 wealth. At this moment, Fong Ping truly understood what it meant to spend money like water. In the past half a month, including bone honing, cultivation of the methods of honing, body honing, at the thought of this, Fong Ping could not help but glance at his current stats wealth. 11,000,000 vitality. 299 calories, 319 calories, mentality, 259 hertz, 279 hertz, bone honing, 62 bones, 90%, 144 bones, 30%. From the beginning of the month until now, I've spent about 5 million wealth in total. I've also spent about 1 million on body-strengthening elixir. This was also the reason why Fong Ping could increase his vitality limit by 7 calories when he honed the last 3 bones. As his body became stronger, his vitality limit increased as well. In the training room, Fong Ping mumbled, "If I convert it into money, that's about 5 million. I'm only rank 1. From the beginning of his cultivation until now, when he reached peak rank 1, Fong Ping had spent almost 20 million wealth. If he converted it into money, that would be 20 million. Normal martial artists did not need so much to reach peak rank 1 from cultivation. When they reached rank 1, if they did not care about speed and took their time, 2 million was definitely enough for 1 bone honing. From rank 1 to peak rank 1, if they did not care about speed and took their time, 5 million was definitely more than enough. Fong Ping's expenditure was more than 4 times of theirs. Of course, the results were obvious. Fong Ping had spent 8 months starting from when he knew nothing about martial arts until now. He had completed the thrice honing of peak rank 1, cultivated 2 middle rank combat techniques, and his vitality was about to reach 320 calories. This was also the reward he had received. At the beverage shop in the dormitory area, Fong Ping ordered a cup of black tea and sat down with a smile. "How's the progress?" Zhao Shumei sighed and said helplessly, "I'm not twice honed after all, so my progress isn't that fast. I've honed 53 bones now, and I still need 9 more. Also, the expenditure is too high." If Zhao Shumei said it was high, then it was really too high. In this half a month, she had used 7 rank 2 vitality pills, 3 rank 1 bone honing pills, and bought 1 million body-strengthening elixir. In total, she had spent 7 million. Zhao Shumei's family was not considered poor. After all, her father was a rank for martial artist back then, so he still had a lot of money. However, Zhao Shumei's heart ached if she continued to spend it like this. After hearing Zhao Shumei's words, Fong Ping comforted her. "I'm much happier now. Others spent more than he did, but their progress was not as good as his." That was comforting. If others spent less than him, but progressed faster than him, then he would not feel comfortable. Zhao Shumei glanced at him and said impatiently, "Is there anyone who takes pleasure in other people's misfortune?" Luckily, the instructor said that she'll provide pills at half price next time. Otherwise, I'd be swayed. "What?" Fong Ping said indignantly. "The instructor didn't tell me. Why should I?" Lu Fengru was too biased. Providing pills at half price was not just a small subsidy. The instructor said that you have so many pills that you can't finish them, and you can sell them in bulk. Why would she subsidize you? How could that be? I don't have any money, do I? Who believes you? Zhao Xuemei snorted and said, it's only before peak rank 1. Do you really think the instructor opened a pill company? Before peak rank 1, Lu Fengru would sponsor them slightly, but after that, they would have to depend on themselves. Fang Ping felt a little helpless. It was no secret to Lu Fengru and the others that he had exchanged too many pills. He was already selling them in bulk, so of course Lu Fengru would not subsidize him. Fang Ping did not dwell on this. He asked, then you've been honing your bones for the past half a month. Didn't you learn any combat techniques? I learned a low-rank staff technique, plus the puncture kick from before. It's enough. In rank 1, learning 2 low-rank combat techniques was more than enough. Moreover, Zhao Xuemei did not have the energy to learn other combat techniques. Then, how much vitality outburst can you achieve? It's a secret. Zhao Xuemei glared at him. How could he ask about this? I'm just seeing if you can enter the championship. You don't know how to appreciate my kindness. The two of them chatted for a while. Fu Chanding and the others walked in. As soon as they entered, Fu Chanding laughed and said, I told you that Fang Ping was on a date here, but you guys didn't believe me. Fang Ping glanced at him and said with a faint smile, looks like you've improved a lot in the past half a month. You're very arrogant. Fu Chanding did not beat around the bush. He grinned and said, I've improved a lot, but I'm not arrogant. You can try Zhao Lei first. He's a little arrogant. Cut it out. Fang Ping gestured for him to sit down. It was the weekend. Everyone had a rare break, so they came out to relax. There were a few other students who came with Fu Chanding. They were all from the special training class. Fu Chanding was an inquisitive person. He was well informed. Soon, Fang Ping found out that the others had also improved a lot in the past half a month. Zhao Lei had honed 59 bones. He would be able to achieve peak rank 1 by the end of the month. Moreover, this guy seemed to be cultivating a new combat technique. Fang Ping wondered if it was a low-ranked or middle-ranked one. Yang Xiaoman was also fast. 58 bones, the same as Fu Chanding. As for Chun Yinshi, Fu Chanding did not find out. She was a quiet person and did not usually communicate with them. So, by the end of the month, all of you will be able to achieve peak rank 1? Yes, it should be possible. Fu Chanding laughed. But you won't be able to reach rank 2. You still need to nurture your vitality for a while at peak rank 1 so that your body and vitality are at peak condition. Moreover, it's useless to break through too quickly. Breaking through to rank 2 in a hurry without honing your bones is actually the same as peak rank 1. It's better to spend more time cultivating combat techniques. It'll improve your combat strength. Entering rank 2 without honing would not be of much use other than slightly increasing the upper limit of vitality. Moreover, they would need to spend time to consolidate. If they broke through too hastily, their abilities might not be as strong as they were now. These people would not choose to break through a few days before the competition. It was not worth it. However, by the end of the winter break, a few of them would probably have entered rank 2 when they returned to the university. Although the speed was fast, it also meant that the cost was high. Although Fu Chanding did not say it, Fang Ping did not have to ask to know that these people had spent a lot during this period. At least Fu Chanding did not have a single credit left. His family had also subsidized a lot of money. Sigh, if MCMU doesn't get good results this time, we'll suffer a huge loss. Fu Chanding sighed as he drank his fruit juice. Throwing money into the 3 lower ranks could still improve quickly. However, it was not worth it to spend a few times more just to save a little time. This time was also a coincidence. If not for the championship, these people would not have invested so much without considering the cost. Only by getting good results and receiving the university's credit subsidy could they recoup their losses. At the same time, they could also save half a year's time. After sighing, Fu Chanding asked, Fang Ping, how are you? It's normal. Recently, I've been cultivating combat techniques, so I don't have time to cultivate. Plus, I'm out of money. Sigh, I can't compare to you guys. You guys don't understand the pain of being poor. Tisk. Everyone looked at him in disdain. Who could be richer than you? Weapons used were all D-class alloys. Even Fu Chanding, and the others were using F-class. It was not that their families could not afford it, but they did not use high-grade alloy weapons. Even if a rank 1 martial artist used a D-class weapon, could they still cut F-class alloy? Lu Fengru had already said that Fong Ping could only cut F-class alloy if he could not achieve a vitality outburst of 50 calories and above with 3 consecutive slashes. Among rank 1 martial artists, there were not many who could achieve such a requirement. Moreover, most of them were martial artists who had been stuck at rank 1 for a long time. They had immersed themselves in combat techniques for many years to achieve this level of attainment. Right? Do you guys think there will be new rank 2 students in other schools? Fong Ping asked again. Fu Chanding laughed. If they improve without caring about the consequences, there will definitely be. However, like I said, breaking through to rank 2 now is not worth it. Rank 2 martial artists completing the honing of a few bones is not very useful. At the very least, they need to complete the honing of their foot bones or hand bones to increase their combat strength. 26 foot bones and 27 hand bones. Do you think anyone can be so much ahead of us? MCMU was a place where geniuses gathered. Here, even the people from the School of Social Sciences were geniuses. Fu Chanding and the others could achieve the honing of more than 50 bones at this time. They were already geniuses among geniuses, and they also had good family backgrounds. CCMU had geniuses too, but those geniuses were at most on par with them. Achieving rank 2 was not a big deal. However, Fu Chanding did not think it was possible for someone to be ahead of them in honing more than 20 bones after achieving rank 2. Fu Chanding continued, I can guarantee that when the time comes, it will still be a duel between peak rank 1 martial artists. Even if someone breaks through to rank 2, it won't be very useful. Instead, because of the breakthrough, they will waste time, and they will not be as good as us. Do you believe me? Breaking through to rank 2 now seemed like a waste of time. It was completely unnecessary. Just clearing minor vessels alone was a waste of time. They also had to ensure that the minor vessels were unblocked and nourished. 10 days to half a month would pass in the blink of an eye. With that time, it was more worthwhile to cultivate combat techniques. Fong Ping nodded slightly, agreeing with this point. He thought for a while and said, in other words, during the championship, it actually depends on everyone's control of their vitality, their familiarity with combat techniques, and actual experience. More or less. After all, we are too young, and the time we spend in rank 1 is too short. We are not like those martial artists who have been in rank 1 for decades. Their vitality has long reached the limit. Their bodies have also reached the limit, and their combat techniques are about the same. At that time, it depends more on experience and luck. Right now, we have not reached the limit, and there is still a lot of room for improvement. Fong Ping nodded again, but in his heart, he was thinking, if I can hone 27 hand bones in the next 20 days, won't I be number 1 for sure? It was only the middle of December now. There was almost a month before the championship. Fong Ping might be able to do it. The bones in the hand bones were not big. If he was willing to spend money, there was still hope. However, I feel that I can continue to nourish my vitality and body meridians when I'm in rank 1. Now that I'm in rank 2, I might not have the chance. Fong Ping was slightly hesitant. After some thought, he decided that there was no need to rush for instant benefits. If he could cultivate manic explosion to the point where every slash had a vitality outburst of more than 50 calories, it would not be any worse than honing his hand bones. Moreover, he only had 11 million wealth left. If he was in a hurry to hone his hand bones and buy pills, his wealth would probably be depleted. Without wealth, where would he go for an outburst? If I win the competition, the school will reward me with credits. Only then will I have a lot of wealth to use. Rank 2 can wait. Chapter 147. In the next few days, Fong Ping kept a low profile. He no longer thought about breaking through to rank 2, so he had a lot more time on his hands. At this time, his main focus was on the cultivation of combat techniques and pole standing. The horse riding stance was something he had been cultivating since the beginning. He had been improving ever since he entered the firm stance, but his pole standing stopped when he reached the peak of the firm stance. He consulted Lu Fengru, and she told him a lot, but his pole standing remained stagnant. After some hesitation, Fong Ping finally thought of Old Wang. Old Wang was not as strong as Lu Fengru, but Lu Fengru was a peak rank 6 powerhouse. Powerhouses at this stage did not care much about pole standing cultivation. Lu Fengru had been in the elevated stance for many years. She might not remember how it felt when she first achieved it. Wang Jinyang was different. He was only a sophomore. Early morning, next to the haven. Fong Ping called Wang Jinyang. "Brother Wang, say it. I still have things to do after that." Old Wang was very straightforward. He and Qin Fengqing had been grinding in the catacombs for more than 2 months without asking for help. They had killed off almost all the catacombs creatures on the outskirts of the village. Both of them were preparing for their final strike in 2 days. They had just left the catacombs to rest. It was a coincidence. Otherwise, Fong Ping would not have been able to find him. "Brother Wang, my pole standing has been stuck at the firm stance for a while. It's easy. Isn't there a man-made lake in your school? Have you seen the Qinggong on TV? Step on the water. When you can step on the water and adjust your center of gravity so that you don't fall into the water, you'll be in the elevated stance." Of course, it's not that easy. It depends on your comprehension. If you can learn to adjust your center of gravity, you'll be able to do it quickly. If you can't, then you'll fall into the water every day. Fong Ping had learned another trick. He said immediately, "I've been cultivating a saber technique recently, but my vitality outburst hasn't been rising fast. I can't even reach the level of a killer move. It's not easy to reach this level as a rank 1. Wang Jinyang did not underestimate Fong Ping. He praised him and said after some thought, "Your hand bones haven't been honed, so it'll be difficult for you to reach the level of a killer move." The explosive power of combat techniques had a lot to do with one's body. Your meridians aren't tough enough, and your bones aren't strong enough. If you overdo it, you'll hurt yourself. I'm sure your mentor has mentioned this before, but it's not like there's no other way. What? You're thrice honed. The strength of your bones isn't weak to begin with, and your physical fitness is better than others. At this time, just a little bit of strengthening would be enough to meet the requirements of the explosion. Let's see if you're willing to spend money. Buy 2 body-tempering pills. Don't consume them. Just mix them into water and temper your hands. After a few days, your bones will be strengthened by quite a bit. Body-tempering pill. Fong Ping felt a headache coming on. It was true that only by spending money could one become stronger. The body-tempering pill was not a grade. It was used to temper the body. This thing was even more effective than the body-strengthening elixir, but it was also more expensive. Not many people actually used it because there was no need to. Everyone's meridians and skin would be tempered at the same time as they honed their bones. If Fong Ping were to enter rank 2 now and hone his hand bones, he would not have to spend so much money. However, before he entered the 2nd rank, he would need additional assistance if he wanted to unleash more power from his hands. You want to? That's up to you. If you think it's enough, then stop. But it's a little expensive. It was not just a little expensive. The school charged 30 credits for 1 pill. Wang Jinyang's suggestion was an idea, though. Fong Ping thought about it and said, "I'll give it a try." "Okay. Is there anything else? If not, I'm hanging up." "No, do. Old Wang hung up very quickly. It seemed like he really had something to do. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. He did not call again. He had asked all he needed to know. At the same time, Magic City Catacombs entrance. Wang Jinyang gritted his teeth and said, "Qin Fengqing, I've wasted more than 2 months this time. If I don't get something big this time, I'll hack you to death in the catacombs." Qin Fengqing shuddered and said sheepishly, "I've gotten quite a lot of benefits, haven't I? I think the strongest guardian in the village is probably rank 5. If I really fail, don't jinx it. Remember, I'll use my ultimate move this time. 2 moves at most. If I can't hack him to death, you'll run away with me. Even if you hack him to death, you'll have to run away with me first. Is your stepping technique okay?" Qin Fengqing said helplessly, "I'm supposed to walk the hard and fierce path. These 2 months, I've almost turned into runner Qin." "Shut up. I'm asking you how your training is going." "He runs like the wind." "That's good. Let's go." The 2 of them entered the catacombs valiantly and energetically. Some of the martial artists guarding outside the catacombs joked, "Guys, do you want me to prepare healing pills for you in advance and call the medical team over?" In these 2 months, the two of them had escaped with injuries more than 10 times. Qin Fengqing said without turning his head, "No need. The next time I come out, I'll be a rank for martial artist. Then we'll wait for you to reach rank 4. Ha!" Everyone laughed and joked for a while. The two of them entered the catacombs, and the sound disappeared completely. As soon as they left, someone said, "I'm afraid these two brats have their eyes on a good place." After grinding for more than 2 months, I saw that the corpses they brought back were all rank 4. I'm afraid they'll really make a fortune this time. There's no use being envious. This kind of thing is also very dangerous. Didn't you see how many times they've been injured? I'm surprised that Qin Fengqing can live until now. That's true, but I think Qin Fengqing's torso honing is about to be completed. Wang Jinyang has also improved a lot. I'm afraid he's going to achieve middle stage rank for soon. Sigh. Each generation is stronger than the previous. That's good too. Us old guys can relax a little. Do you know about the championship held by the martial arts universities recently? I know, but the martial arts universities have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. The way I see it, the military department should step in and let the military department's genius martial artists teach them a lesson. You don't say. It might not be impossible. It just started this year. Next time, the military department might participate. Everyone discussed for a while and soon fell silent. McMao. In the class. As Fong Ping listened to the chatter, he felt the urge to kill someone. Did you guys see it? Recently, there seems to be an idiot in our dormitory area swimming in his clothes every day. I saw it. I don't think it's winter swimming. He fell into the water. I saw it too. I don't know if it's those idiots from the School of Social Sciences. An MCMU student fell into the water. How embarrassing. The point is, it's not just once. I saw it from afar a few times. You guys saw it too? I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. The students discussed animatedly. Some of them mocked and ridiculed him from time to time. Fu Changding looked at Fong Ping meaningfully. Many people in dormitory area 1 looked at him with the same expression. Fong Ping fell into the water and returned to the dormitory wearing wet clothes. It did not seem like the first time. Of course, the people in Area 1 did not really think that Fong Ping had fallen into the water. Maybe he was practicing some combat techniques. But the others did not know. Now that they heard the discussion, everyone held back their laughter. No one came out to help explain. It was great to watch the show. Fong Ping snorted and thought to himself, when my pole standing reaches the elevated stance, I'll let you guys be jealous. His pole standing only had 3 levels. Many rank 2 and 3 martial artists had not even reached the elevated stance. If his pole standing reached the elevated stance, coupled with cloud step, he would be able to fight and retreat at will. He could fight and run at will. Only those who had suffered the most hardship could rise to the top. Only those who could afford to be humiliated could earn back their dignity. Were they not here to watch a good show? Just wait and see. The broad-minded Fong Ping took note of all the discussions and the different looks in their eyes. He would find a time to teach them what it meant to cause trouble with a loose tongue. He was really planning his revenge. Fu Changding changed the topic and said with a smile, "It's Christmas tomorrow. Do you want to go out and have some fun? It's a foreigner's holiday. What's there to celebrate? Who cares if it's a foreigner's holiday or ours? Take some time to relax. I've been so tense lately that I'm about to snap." Fong Ping thought for a while and nodded suddenly. "Okay, I'll go out and have a look tomorrow." He was not going out to have fun. It was because Li Qingze had called him recently and said that the fast food business was being targeted. The fast food business was not complicated. There were always people who saw the future and did their own things. Fong Ping was too lazy to say anything. However, there seemed to be martial artists causing trouble recently. Fong Ping had to take care of this matter. The next day, the 25th of December, Fong Ping, Fu Changding, Tang Songting, Zhang Yu, Xiaowen Yu, and a group of boys and girls left the school together. Yang Xiaoman and the others were in a hurry to break through to peak rank 1. They did not have time to come out, and Fu Changding did not ask them out. The other girls in the special training class, on the other hand, were still far from peak rank 1 and were not in a hurry. When Fu Changding asked them out, they quickly agreed. Fu Chanding was speechless when he saw Fong Ping carrying a wooden box outside. What are you doing? Magic City is still very safe. There's no need to bring weapons, is there? Of course, he knew what was inside Fong Ping's wooden box. I have something to do later. You guys go ahead and have fun. I'll look for you guys later. Where are you going? Don't ask. I'm going to look for trouble. I'm not in a good mood these days. Fong Ping had indeed been holding it in for the past few days. Not only did he fall into the water every day, he was also being laughed at. That was not the main point. The main point was that he had no income recently. He could only watch helplessly as his wealth dropped below 10 million. Fong Ping was about to die of depression. Now, there were people blocking his path to wealth. Was this not a death wish? After bidding farewell to Fu Chanding and the others, Fong Ping quickly disappeared before everyone's eyes. Distance company. Li Qingzhou was waiting at the entrance of the building. When he saw Fong Ping, he could not help but let out a sigh of relief. He hurried forward and said, Mr. Fong. Who is he? He's a martial artist who graduated from East Sino Nation Normal University. He just graduated and wants to start his own business. It just so happened that he saw our business. As you know, he's a martial arts university graduate. Although I've spread the word that our company is opened by an MCMAU student, that's not very useful to him. What's his strength? Rank 2. A rank 2 martial artist trying to steal my small business? Fong Ping cursed. That's all he's capable of. If it was a fair competition, I wouldn't have bothered with him. How dare he play dirty with me? After cursing, Fong Ping asked again. Peak rank 2, or the kind that just entered rank 2. East Sino Nation Normal University was not a normal martial arts university. It was a second-tier martial arts university. Their students were not weak. It was not uncommon to see rank 3 graduates, but more rank 2 graduates. Unlike normal martial arts universities, most of their students graduated rank 1. However, a rank 2 graduate meant that they were not elites in school. This kind of martial artist might not be very strong. It was fine as long as they were not rank 3. Rank 3 martial artists in martial arts universities were all elites. They basically had their own combat techniques. However, there might not be any rank 2. Li Qingzhou looked at him cautiously. After some thought, he said, I've asked around. He broke through to rank 2 in the second semester of his senior year. It's been half a year now. He's only rank 2 in his senior year. In half a year now, he's honed 20 bones at most. Fong Ping calculated. With this kind of strength, if he did not have a good combat technique, Fong Ping would not hesitate. Coincidentally, I haven't tested Manic Explosion on anyone since I mastered it. He's the one. Thinking of this, Fong Ping said immediately, let's go find him. Go straight to him? Since we're both martial artists, let's be straightforward. If it were a normal person, Fong Ping would not have done this. In fact, other martial artists were more or less the same. Other than a few shameless ones, martial artists were considered friendly to normal people. Unless you really infringed on their interests, or if they saw a huge benefit in you, martial artists would rarely cause trouble for normal people. However, since they were all martial artists, there was no need to be tactful. East Sino Nation Normal University. Back then, Old Wong was a peak rank 1 and defeated a rank 2 martial artist from the other side. Now it's my turn. Li Qingzhou had a car. Fong Ping sat in the car, thinking about these things and spacing out. Back then, he had thought that a rank 1 defeating a rank 2 was too awesome. Now that he thought about it, he had done it before. He had single-handedly killed the evil sect's Yao Jincheng. However, Yao Jincheng was an evil sect martial artist, so he was weaker. Martial arts university students were more comparable. Now that I've done this, does it mean that I've done it a few months earlier than Old Wong? He only reached this stage at the beginning of the year. A myriad of thoughts ran through his mind, and Fong Ping suddenly felt heroic. Next year, he could also reach rank 4 and suppress martial arts university students of the same rank to the point where they could not even lift their heads. Next year, next month, he would suppress everyone of the same rank to the point where he was invincible. I'll use you to test my skills first. Blocking my path to wealth is equivalent to cutting off my martial arts path. My hatred is too great. At the same time, Dongxing Company. Wei Dongxing frowned. What did that Li Qingzhou say? Immediately, someone reported, Li Qingzhou is stubborn. He said that he's not the boss and that he can only make a decision when his boss is here. Using an MCMEU student to pressure me? If it's a junior or senior, then forget it. Using a freshman to pressure me. He has no idea what's good for him. Wei Dongxing snorted. Just as he finished speaking, someone suddenly entered the door and reported, So Wei, Manager Li from distance is here. And what? And a young man with a bad attitude. I think he's looking for trouble. Looking for trouble? Wei Dongxing's eyes flickered. Suddenly, he took off his suit and picked up a long sword from the side. Let's go out and have a look. As soon as they saw Wei Dongxing holding a sword, everyone's eyes burned. In the eyes of ordinary people, the rank 2 Wei Dongxing, who graduated from East Sino Nation Normal University at such a young age, could not be more perfect. They had never had the chance to witness the boss's strength. Now that the boss had come out with a sword, there would be a good show to watch. Chapter 148. Dongxing Company. At the front desk, Fong Ping's gaze fell on Wei Dongxing, sword in hand, and he said coldly, Wei Dongxing, Fong Ping? We're both smart people. Let's not beat around the bush and be straightforward. Fong Ping went straight to the point. If you win, distance will stop expanding. If you lose, Dongxing will behave. Wei Dongxing said playfully, Are you sure? You haven't reached rank 2 yet, have you? It's enough to beat you. Since you're so confident, why don't we play bigger? If I win, I'll buy distance with 8 million. If I lose, Dongxing's 3 million is yours. Wei Dongxing smiled faintly. Although Dongxing Company has just been established, I've invested more than 5 million. 3 million isn't much. What do you think? If you want to play, I have no objections. Mr. Fong, Li Qingzhou was slightly worried, and he called out softly. Was the rank 1 Fong Ping really confident against the rank 2 Wei Dongxing? Wei Dongxing was not a casual martial artist. The employees of Dongxing Company looked at each other strangely. For many, it was their first time witnessing a battle between martial artists. Straightforward, direct, and efficient. Perhaps this was what martial artists were like. The two of them did not waste any time or exchange pleasantries. The first thing they did was to negotiate. Clearly, they felt that there was no need to talk about anything else. Fong Ping pressed his hands together, signaling for Li Qingzhou to calm down. After looking around, Fong Ping said, There's no time like the present. Where do you think is suitable? Right here. Wei Dongxing chuckled. Do I need to prepare? Wait. Fong Ping did not stand on ceremony. He took out the wooden box and assembled the Feng's widow. As he assembled it, Fong Ping thought that he might need a close combat weapon. Sometimes, unexpected situations might not give him the chance to assemble a weapon. However, if there was an emergency, the hilt could be used. When Fong Ping stood with the saber, Wei Dongxing's expression turned serious. He unsheathed his long sword and tossed the scabbard aside. East Sino Nation Normal University, Wei Dongxing. Please advise. Magic City Martial Arts University, Fong Ping. Please advise. The two of them bowed. As soon as they finished, Wei Dongxing's long sword drew a flower, and the blade let out a soft hum. Before the crowd could see it clearly, Wei Dongxing's feet moved. He stepped forward and approached Fong Ping. Fong Ping's expression did not change. He did not retreat either. His Changdao slashed down like lightning. Wei Dongxing's expression changed slightly when he sensed the aura. He retracted the long sword that was originally aimed at Fong Ping's throat and aimed it at Fong Ping's hand that was holding the saber instead. At that moment, Fong Ping suddenly took a light step and took a small step back, avoiding the long sword. His saber slashed down. Ding! A crisp sound was heard, and everyone's vision blurred. They saw Wei Dongxing retreating several steps, and the long sword in his hand was trembling. No one knew whether it was his hand or the sword that was trembling. Fong Ping, on the other hand, did not move from his spot. With one move, it was clear who was stronger. What a powerful qi and blood. The look in Wei Dongxing's eyes changed slightly. He had changed his move at the last minute, stabbing at the center of gravity of Fong Ping's blade with the intention of diverting Fong Ping's blade. However, as soon as they came into contact, he felt the pressure. Fong Ping's saber was relentless, slashing straight at his head. Wei Dongsheng had no choice but to retreat and evade. Not yet middle stage rank 2? Fong Ping frowned slightly. He was weaker than he had imagined. After testing his opponent's strength, Fong Ping did not waste any more words and did not probe further. His Changdao moved like a shadow. The onlookers felt the air vibrate, and they quickly retreated. Wei Dongsheng, on the other hand, had nowhere to retreat. The office was behind him. If he retreated any further, he would be attacked from the door into his lair. Gritting his teeth, Wei Dongxing's footsteps flashed. His body was like a swimming dragon, avoiding the Changdao and closing the distance again. He wanted to get close and stab Fong Ping's vitals. This time, Fong Ping did not retreat. With a sudden roar, Fong Ping's vitality erupted. The sudden pressure made Wei Dongxing's footsteps slow down slightly. At that moment, Fong Ping's Changdao had already fallen. Wei Dongsheng heard the sound of the wind and the pressure coming from above his head. His expression changed drastically, and he hurriedly swung his sword to block. Ding! The sound of metal clashing was louder than before. Wei Dongxing's right hand that was holding the sword went numb instantly. The long sword stopped moving, unable to be raised above his head. Wei Dongsheng could not evade in time. He could only watch as the Changdao struck his head. Someone in the crowd saw this scene and could not help but scream. Fong Ping frowned slightly and changed his move at the last minute. The slash became a slap. The blade avoided the top of his head, and the blade slapped Wei Dongxing's cheek. Red blood mixed with white teeth spurted out. Wei Dongxing staggered and only stopped when he hit the wall. The scene fell silent in an instant. Fong Ping was still frowning. Weak, too weak. Wei Dongsheng could not even take a full-force slash from him. This kind of martial artist was not much stronger than Yao Jinsheng and the others. The left side of Wei Dongxing's face was red, but the right side was pale. Cold sweat dripped from his forehead. Fong Ping's slash, just now, almost split him in half. Everyone else was stunned. Li Qingze was dumbfounded and at a loss. Did he win just like that? 2 moves. Other than the probing move at the beginning, Fong Ping's slash almost killed Wei Dongsheng. It was not almost. If Fong Ping had not changed his move at the last minute, Wei Dongsheng would have been killed. You've never done a mission before? Fong Ping asked suddenly. Wei Dongxing's expression kept changing. After a while, he said in a muffled voice, I'm only rank 2 in my senior year. Some rank 1 students would not take on missions, and some rank 2 students would. However, Wei Dongsheng was about to enter his senior year, so he might not take on missions. It was obvious that he had never done a mission before. Or maybe he had, but those were trivial matters. Martial artists like this were not uncommon in martial arts universities. Fong Ping did not ask any more questions, and Wei Dongsheng did not say anything either. The situation was a little awkward. After a few seconds, Wei Dongsheng sighed softly and said, Let your people take over. All right. Fong Ping did not stand on ceremony and agreed immediately. Wei Dongxing looked at him with a complicated expression. After a moment of hesitation, he asked, Are you a member of the championships? Not yet, but it shouldn't be a problem. MCMDU's genius freshman. Wei Dongxing's expression became even more complicated. He turned around and walked inside, but his voice could be heard. I lost because I'm not as skilled as others. But it doesn't mean that all ESNNU students are like me. I'm just a rank 2 martial artist who graduated. In ESNNU, I'm just a nobody. It was fine if he lost, but right now a graduate of ESNNU, was almost killed by an MCMEU freshman with 1 slash. If word of this got out, East Hua Nation Normal University's reputation would be tarnished before the championship even started. No one will underestimate any martial arts university. Thank you. Wei Dongxing said no more and walked into his office. He had lost so badly that he did not have the face to stay any longer. If he had been defeated after exchanging more than 10 moves with Fong Ping, he could still talk about it. However, he was almost cut in half with one slash. If he continued to talk about it, it would be a joke. As soon as Wei Dongxing entered the office, the expressions of ESNNU's employees became more complicated. Many of them could not help but sneak glances at Wei Dongxing. They had thought that their boss, a rank 2 martial artist who graduated from ESNNU, was a young and promising example. But who would have thought that the boss at distance was even younger and more powerful? He was just a freshman. Was this what a student from a famous martial arts university was like? News of the championship had spread like wildfire. Many people were talking about it. In the eyes of ordinary people, martial arts universities were about the same. Famous universities were just slightly more famous. However, at this moment, everyone realized that it was really different. A random freshman from a famous martial arts university could defeat a graduate from another martial arts university with one slash. This was the difference. Mr. Fong, Li Qingzi could not help but call out softly. Fong Ping did not look at Wei Dongxing again. He said, "Get someone to collect it. I'll transfer the money to the company later." After saying that, Fong Ping did not linger. He turned around and left. As soon as he left, someone could not help but whisper, "The boss from distance is amazing. CEO Wei." CEO Wei is actually very amazing. It's not like you guys don't know that a few days ago, the bosses from other companies came to visit CEO Wei. They also have rank 2 martial artists. Wei Dongxing's company had just opened. As a graduate of ESNNU, he was a rank 2 martial artist. He was not considered weak among the small businesses in the university city. The bosses of the nearby businesses came to visit one after another. Among them were some rank 2 martial artists that everyone knew. They were extremely polite to Wei Dongxing. This was also why everyone was full of confidence this time. They thought that they were here to watch a good show from distance. However, the result was beyond everyone's expectations. Wei Dongxing was crushed. Fong Ping left. Li Qingzi did not dare to rub salt in the wound at this time and left hurriedly. Fong Ping could beat Wei Dongxing until he admitted defeat willingly. If he rushed to hand over the company now, Wei Dongxing would hate him to death. After the people from distance left, Dongxing's side was a little chaotic. The atmosphere was eerily quiet. As for being taken over by distance, everyone could not tell if it was a good or bad thing. At least, distance's boss was stronger and had a brighter future than their boss. In the office, Wei Dongxing caressed his badly swollen cheek. After hesitating for a moment, he took out his phone and made a call. When the call was connected, Wei Dongxing said respectfully, "Instructor, Dongxing, what's up?" I just fought with a freshman from MCMAU. "Oh, tell me about it." Wei Dongxing's instructor was quite interested. After Wei Dongxing and the others graduated, his instructor also started to teach new students. Now he was the instructor of the new students' class. Although Wei Dongxing's strength was average, a rank 2 graduate was considered average. Even if he was an MCMU freshman, he should be rank 1 now. Wei Dongxing's instructor wanted to see this student's evaluation of the MCMU freshman. I was almost killed in one slash. He's very strong. One slash? Yes. His saber technique was too fast, and his vitality was very strong. I couldn't dodge at all. That slash had at least 30 calories of explosive force. Wei Dongxing's instructor was not too surprised. He only said with some disappointment, "If you could control your own vitality force, you wouldn't have been defeated in one slash." As a rank 2 martial artist, if Wei Dongxing could control his strength well, it would not be difficult for him to achieve a vitality outburst of 30 calories. Obviously, Wei Dongxing could not do it. He could not even lift his sword from Fong Ping's slash. After criticizing him, the instructor on the other side of the phone deliberated and said, "I know about this. What's the other party's name?" Fong Ping. Fong Ping can slash more than 30 calories of vitality. Maybe he's even stronger. After muttering to himself for a while, Wei Dongxing's instructor continued, "Although you've graduated, you can't slack off in martial arts. You've learned your lesson this time, so think about it more. This Fong Ping should be one of the participants in MCMAU's championship. Don't be too discouraged. Not everyone in MCMAU is this strong. Got it. Thank you, instructor. After hanging up, Wei Dongxing felt a little lost. He had graduated as a rank 2 in his senior year. Although he could not compare to the geniuses in school, Wei Dongxing did not think that he was weak. At least, most of the geniuses in normal martial arts universities only graduated as rank 2. MCMU was stronger than East Sino Nation Normal University, but Wei Dongxing felt that other than the junior and senior MCMU students, he could not be careless with the other students, who knew that the result would be hopeless. Wei Dongxing gently rubbed his cheeks and glanced at the office again. He sighed again. "You gardens." Fong Ping found Fu Chanding and the others. As soon as they met, Fu Chanding asked curiously, "You came fast. Are you done venting?" "Yes." "Male or female?" "Male. F*CK, a male." "You're two." Everyone snickered. Fong Ping glared at him with a dark expression. His eyes were unfriendly. "Just right. I haven't had my fill yet. Do you want to try?" "Cough, cough. I'll pass. I think Chow Chow is not bad. You can try him." Tang Songting sneered. "Fu Chanding, do you really think that I'm afraid of you?" "What? You're not convinced?" After the two of them fought for a while, Fu Chanding looked at Fong Ping and smiled. "You're not even flushed and out of breath. Is your opponent not that strong?" "Just so." Fong Ping shook his head. The martial artists in the lower 3 ranks of martial arts universities lack experience. I don't think there's much difference between the lower 3 ranks and casual martial artists, at least for those below rank 3. Most of the rank 3 martial artists would enter the catacombs, so they were much better. However, the rank 1 and rank 2 martial artists did not have such opportunities before. Their strength was really average. Fu Chanding said nonchalantly, "You can't generalize according to the situation. Of course, if you really want to compare, the lower 3 ranks of martial arts universities are stronger than casual martial artists, but weaker than the military department martial artists. However, I think there will definitely be changes in the future. At least starting from our year, it will be different from before." Everyone chatted as they strolled along the retro streets. And over here, everyone saw a huge promotional poster. National Martial Arts University Freshman Championship will begin on January 10th. Stay tuned. Magic City had already begun to promote the championship. There were many foreign tourists on the streets, talking about the National Martial Arts University Championship. Fu Chanding looked at the poster, his blood boiling. "I'm a little excited. No wonder people say that fame and fortune are the only things that people can't escape. When I think about sweeping everyone in the championship, save it, you?" Tang Songting retorted again. Fu Chanding did not mind. He grinned. "That's not necessarily true. I don't think I'm weaker than anyone." "Then why don't you challenge for the position of class monitor?" What do you know?" The two of them mocked each other. Fong Ping also fell into deep thought. If martial arts university students were all like Wei Dongxing, then there was really nothing to worry about. Would there be a martial artist like Wang Jinyang in this exchange competition? I hope so. Chapter 149. After Christmas, it was officially the 12th lunar month. There was only a month until New Year's Eve. During this time, the National Martial Arts University Championship was the biggest highlight. There were even more reports about the freshman exchange competition. At this moment, the list of participating students from each school had yet to be revealed. However, there were already some names on the internet. He was from Capital City Martial Arts University, Han Su, the national champion of the 2008 Martial Science Examination. College Entrance Examination. Rank 1 Martial Arts. 230 calories vitality, 720 marks in cultural studies, full marks in general studies and practical tests. Capital City Martial Arts University's Li Ran, ranked 2nd in the 2008 Capital City Martial Science Examination. The first place went to Han Su with a vitality of 226 calories. Magic City Martial Arts University. Zhao Lei, Magic City's Martial Sciences champion in '08. Gao Cao results. 225 calories vitality, 715 marks in cultural studies, full marks in other subjects. 8-School Alliance, Sino-Nation Martial Arts University, Wei Bin, Beijiang Province's top scorer in the '08 Martial Sciences examination, 220 calories vitality. The Martial Arts University Alliance did not have a worthy opponent at the moment. There were too many schools in the Martial Arts University Alliance. Some schools had also offered some conditions to retain some of the local top scorers. However, at this moment, no one knew how these people were doing or how their progress was. As for Fong Ping, he was not well known. The vitality of 149 calories in the Gaokao was not too outstanding. There were hundreds of martial artists back then, and he was an aspiring martial artist. Other than having some fame in a prefecture-level city like Auspicious Sun, very few people paid attention to him. Mao. December passed in the blink of an eye. In the training room, Tang Feng said in a deep voice, "Today, we will officially determine the participating teams. For this championship, there will be 5 official members and 5 reserve members. If an official member was injured or their vitality was depleted, the reserve members would be sent on stage. Official member, Fong Ping, Zhao Lei, Fu Chanding, Yang Xiaoman." The last person, Tang Feng, glanced at Chen Yunxi and suddenly looked at Tang Songting. Tang Songting. Chen Yunxi's face paled instantly, and she looked a little dejected. Yang Xiaoman wanted to say something, but hesitated. Zhao Xuemei said directly, "Teacher, I want to challenge Tang Songting." Tang Songting frowned, but was not afraid to fight. He said in a low voice, "I accept the challenge. Wait a moment, I'll announce the reserve team's name list. Chen Yunxi, Zhao Xuemei, Su Yikai, Li Zhaoxiu, Jin Lei. The 5 of them are the reserve team members." After announcing the name list, Tang Feng looked at the 2 and asked, "Zhao Xuemei, are you sure you want to challenge?" "Yes." "All right." The other students can also challenge him, but everyone is limited to 1 chance. After saying that, Tang Feng gave up the middle seat. Zhao Xuemei stepped forward with her staff, while Tang Songting held his own machete. "Begin!" At Tang Feng's command, Zhao Xuemei was like a cheetah, fast as lightning. She attacked Tang Songting in an instant, her alloy staff tearing through the air. Tang Songting's expression was also extremely astonished. His temples throbbed, and then his temples collapsed. His entire body seemed to have slimmed down, and his arms suddenly became thicker. Tang Songting used his trump card right from the start. The sunken temples were a sign that his qi and blood were being sucked out. "Wind, splitting rod, flaming blade," Fu Chanding muttered. Just as his voice fell, Zhao Xuemei, this woman, was like a crazy demon. Her iron rod was like a shadow, and she struck out 7 or 8 times in a row. Tang Songting's style of using a saber had always been firm and fierce. He showed no signs of weakness and raised his saber to meet Zhao Xuemei head-on. Zhao Xuemei's staff technique did not hinder his movements. Tang Songting had honed the bones of his upper limbs, so the explosive power of his upper limbs far exceeded Zhao Xuemei's. Even though Zhao Xuemei had gone crazy, Tang Songting's machete swung several times and deflected her staff. When the staff was deflected, Zhao Xuemei roared angrily. She retracted her staff abruptly and stabbed it into the floor. Using the staff as support, she raised her leg and kicked continuously. "Women are so violent." Fu Chanding sighed again. Zhao Xuemei's fighting style was very violent, and Tang Songting was actually showing signs of being suppressed. "Humph, that's because you men are useless." Yang Xiaoman, who was standing at the side, snorted and shouted, "Kick him to death." Fu Chanding pursed his lips, too lazy to respond. Fong Ping also watched intently. Zhao Xuemei had obviously changed into her alloy combat boots, which were sharper than Fong Ping's. The tips of her feet kept kicking Tang Songting's machete, and a series of ear-piercing metallic sounds could be heard. The alloy staff had now become Zhao Xuemei's target of leverage. She was like a flag, holding the staff with both hands and kicking in the air with both legs. Tang Songting did not retreat. If he took a step back, Zhao Xuemei would lose her target of leverage and might not be able to do anything to him. However, Tang Songting did not retreat. His blade was like fire, and his attacks were swift and violent, slashing at Zhao Xuemei's legs. The others watched on in trepidation. If Zhao Xuemei was the slightest bit careless, her legs could be chopped off. Just as the two of them were in a stalemate, Zhao Xuemei suddenly withdrew her leg. Holding the staff in her hand, she spun her body 90 degrees, and then pulled out the staff abruptly, slashing at Tang Songting with the force of splitting a mountain. Tang Songting was suppressed one after another. At this moment, he was furious. Holding the machete with both hands, his arms grew thicker, and he slashed at the staff. Sparks flew as the saber and staff rubbed against each other. Tang Songting took the opportunity to change his slash into a slash. The blade scraped along the metal staff, creating sparks as it sliced at Zhao Xuemei's right hand. Zhao Xuemei's upper body strength was not as strong as his. She wanted to change her move, but she was completely suppressed and could not move. Just as everyone thought she was going to abandon the staff, Zhao Xuemei's eyes suddenly flashed fiercely. Her right hand did not relax, but her left hand put down the alloy staff and directly grabbed the back of Tang Songting's saber. F***CK. Fu Chanding was shocked. This was extremely dangerous. If she did not grab it, her right hand would really be cut off. Tang Songting seemed to hesitate for a moment, and the momentum of his saber weakened. At this time, Zhao Xuemei had already grabbed the back of the saber. Her left hand's fingers were bleeding from the friction, instantly staining the machete red. However, she managed to stop the machete's momentum. With his saber blocked, Tang Songting seemed to hesitate again, unable to change his move in time. At this moment, Zhao Xuemei straightened her toes and kicked the center of the back of the saber in a high kicking posture. Clang! Sparks flashed, and Tang Songting's arm went limp. Zhao Xuemei held the staff in her right hand and swept it at Tang Songting's waist. At this moment, Zhao Xuemei grabbed the back of his saber with her left hand and swept the staff with her right hand. Tang Songting could either abandon the saber and retreat, or try to defend with his saber. Tang Songting had no intention of retreating. Instead, he pulled his saber back to defend. However, Zhao Xuemei's left hand did not let go. Even though everyone could see that her left fingertips were bleeding profusely, she had no intention of letting go. Seeing this, Tang Songting's eyes flashed with embarrassment. He had no choice but to let go of the machete and hurriedly took a few steps back. As soon as he let go of his saber, his combat strength dropped by 30%. Following that, Zhao Xuemei displayed her crazed demonic traits once again. She chased after Tang Songting and beat him up fiercely, looking as if she would not stop until she killed him. A minute later, Tang Songting cried out in pain and retreated to the side, sweating profusely. "Stop!" Tang Feng shouted, stopping the two of them from continuing. At this moment, Zhao Xuemei's left hand was already blood-red, but she stared at Tang Songting excitedly, looking as if she wanted to continue. Tang Songting cursed under his breath and shook his arm. He was speechless. "I've lost." This woman was a half-mad woman. This was not a spar. It was a fight to the death. She did not care if she got hurt. As soon as he admitted defeat, Zhao Xuemei breathed a sigh of relief. She walked to the side and began to bandage the wound on her hand. Yang Xiaoman and Chen Yunxi rushed forward to help, looking at her strangely. Fang Ping was speechless. Was Zhao Xuemei stronger than Tang Songting? Definitely not. She might even be slightly weaker. Otherwise, Tang Feng would not have let Tang Songting join the official team. But Zhao Xuemei was crazy enough. This woman's every move was risky. She would either get her leg or her hand chopped off, but she did not care. Tang Songting, on the other hand, was much more hesitant than she was. He had lost the initiative, and after a few tries, he had finally abandoned his saber. That was why he was beaten so badly. Tang Feng looked at Zhao Xuemei with some admiration, then at Fang Ping with some dissatisfaction. Fang Ping's face was gloomy. Mother ***, who did I offend? Tang Feng's expression was obvious. Fang Ping, You're a man, but you're not as strong as Zhao Xuemei. Fong Ping felt wronged. I don't have to fight so hard to win. Why do I have to fight so hard? Fighting is the right of the weak. As a powerhouse, I don't have to fight like an idiot, do I? Of course, he could understand Tang Feng. Lion Tang's nickname was Mad Lion. A brute like him should only know how to fight with his life. How could he know that only by staying alive could he become stronger? Tang Feng cursed in his heart, but he did not look at him anymore. With a smile, he said, Zhao Shumei has entered the official team. Tang Songting has entered the reserve team. Anyone else? After that, a few more people chose to challenge. They were all members of the reserve team. As for the reserve team, no one challenged anymore. Chun Yunxi should have the ability, but she did not say anything, so Tang Feng did not force her. After a whole morning, it was still the same 10 people. The only changes were Tang Songting and Zhao Xuemei. The gloominess on Tang Songting's face could not be dispelled. It was too embarrassing. The team members were confirmed. Tang Feng said quickly, there are still 9 days before the opening. Starting tomorrow, we'll go to the other schools for a few warm-up matches. The reserve team will be the main team, and the main team will hold the line. The other schools don't want to lose too badly. Even if they don't let their main team fight, they won't let the weak fight. Also, Zhao Xuemei and the rest are still a little short of peak rank 1. Work hard these few days. There's hope of reaching peak rank 1 before the competition. Zhao Xuemei and Tang Songting still had hope of reaching peak rank 1. Both of them only needed a few more bones to complete the honing of rank 1. Other than Chun Yunxi, the other 3 members of the reserve team were a little short. For this warm-up match, our first stop is East Sino Nation Normal University, and our second stop is South Sino University of Science and Technology. These 2 schools are both members of the 8-School Alliance. Although they're not as good as MCMAU and CCMAU, they're not weak either. Seeing their strength will help you a lot. We can also use this time to find out what we've missed and where our weaknesses are. Fu Changding and the others were not too interested in this. There were not many opportunities for the main team to fight. This time it was mainly the reserve team. Fu Changding was more interested in the powerhouses of the other schools. After Tang Feng finished, he asked, Instructor, aren't we going to Sino Nation Martial Arts University? I heard that Wei Bin from Sino Nation Martial Arts University is very strong. Sino Nation Martial Arts University is in Capital City. We won't go there. We'll know whether Wei Bin is strong or not when the time comes. But Han Su from CCMEU is really strong. Tang Feng said in a low voice. Han Su should be a thrice-honed martial artist. He's at least peak rank 1 now, or he might have broken through rank 2. As for MCMAU, Tang Feng glanced at Fong Ping with some disdain and said darkly, Fong Ping's opponent is Han Su. He can only win, not lose. If he loses, for the next 3 years, Fong Ping's credits will increase by 10% every time he trades for resources. Fong Ping was so angry that he almost vomited blood. He said indignantly, Instructor Tang, you're being too obvious. That's right. I'm making things difficult for you. You got guts. You've been calling me Lion Tang in private, haven't you? Cough, cough, cough. Well, Instructor, someone must be slandering me on purpose. Yang Xiaoman and Zhao Lei have been unhappy with me for a long time. I heard it with my own ears. Then you must have misheard. I'm peak rank 6. My ears are fine. Tang Feng snorted and said darkly, if you win Han Su, then you can call me whatever you want in private. I won't bother you anymore. But if you lose... Instructor, you don't have to do this, right? I have an instructor too. Lu Fengru doesn't have any objections. Do you? Fong Ping felt the urge to vomit blood again. Am I really MCMEU seated player? I always feel like I'm not well liked. Fortunately, Tang Feng's next words comforted him. If you win Han Su, the school will reward you with an additional 100 credits. Only 100 credits? He's the national champion. Take it or leave it. There are 8 months until the Gaokao. No one knows how strong Han Su is. He might not even be as strong as the reserves team. It's not impossible. Then, all right then. Fong Ping looked extremely helpless. But Tang Feng knew that the kid was inwardly overjoyed. He had wronged Fong Ping. Fong Ping could not say whether he was happy or not, but it was inevitable that he would meet the people from CCMAU. It was also almost inevitable that he would fight Han Su. Since they were going to fight, Fong Ping did not want to lose. If he won, there would be additional rewards. It was a pleasant surprise. As for losing, Fong Ping snorted in his heart. If he lost, he would have to exchange 10% more credits. That was impossible. If that was the case, he would have to consider job hopping. He did not know if CCMU would accept MCMU students. Tang Feng naturally did not know about these little schemes. In order to provoke Fong Ping, the instructors had racked their brains. After the teams were divided and it was confirmed that they would be going to East Sino Nation Normal University the next day, everyone dispersed. When they returned to the dormitory, Fu Chanding said with a serious expression, "Fong Ping, you have to be careful with Han Su. It's not just him, it's the same for Li Ran. I know these two people too. They were famous geniuses in Capital City High School. I've seen them a few times. They're all very strong. How are you compared to them? I was slightly weaker before, but now I might not be the same." Fu Chanding was not modest. "Then I'm fine." "Yeah, what do you mean?" "If you're fine, why would I be?" Fu Chanding looked indignant. He snorted. "Let's wait and see. When they beat you down, I'll beat them. I'll let everyone know who's the number one in MCMAU. You? You can beat Zhao Lei first. That guy was defeated by me." "That's different. Everyone honed their bones differently. Now we're all peak rank 1. Fong Ping yawned and ignored him. "It's not like you're the one improving." Chapter 150. On the 2nd of January, Tang Feng and Bai Ruoshi led a team to East China Normal University. East Sino Nation Normal University was also located in the university city. MCMU was located in the south of the university city, while ESNNU was located in the east. Walking on the campus of East Sino Nation Normal University, Fu Chanding's eyes turned red with envy. So many beauties. There are so many beauties in the south. He really didn't lie to me. But why doesn't MCMU have any? Really, if I had known earlier, I would have come to China. This guy could not stop nagging. The faces of the girls at the side darkened, including Chun Yunxi. What did he mean by MCMU did not have it? Were they ugly? ESNNU was a school that excelled in both literature and martial arts. ESNNU was famous for its martial arts department, but it was also famous for its liberal arts. It was unlike Nanjiang, where the two martial sciences schools only accepted 1 to 200 people every year. Every year, ESNNU's martial sciences department recruited up to 1,000 people, which was not much less than MCMAU's. As for the social sciences, there were even more students. There were at least 5,000 students in each term. The more people there were, the more beautiful girls there would be. There were indeed quite a number of girls applying to East Sino Normal University. Fu Chanding looked around. Even Zhao Lei and the others were no exception. ESNNU had more beautiful young girls than MCMAU. Furthermore, it was true that girls from the martial sciences department did not have much time to dress up, much less spend hours on makeup and clothes every day. Naturally, there was a gap between them and ESNNU. When everyone arrived at the stadium, the screams from inside almost deafened their ears. "ESNNU, you're the best. ESNNU, you're the best. Zhang Pengfei, I love you. Chen Hongwei, fight for first place. MCMU, MCMU has lost." All kinds of slogans shocked everyone. In MCMU, no one had ever seen such a scene. There were only 6,000 students in MCMAU. Everyone had their own things to do. Who would have the time to watch others fight? When Fong Ping and the others trained, it was always them who participated in the training. It was impossible for them to have cheerleaders. Now, East Hua Nation Normal University had too many cheerleaders. The stadium's auditorium was packed with people, and most of them were women. The cheerleaders in the front row were all dressed provocatively, even though it was winter. Fu Chanding mumbled, "This is the style of a southern girl." Yang Xiaoman gritted her teeth and said, "Don't be a love-struck fool. Did you hear that?" They're all booing us. Fu Changding was nonchalant, but Tang Feng suddenly said, Fu Changding will be the first to fight later. Ah? You have to win fast and ruthlessly, Tang Feng said calmly. That's the only way East Sino Nation Normal University will send their elite students to save face. That was what he said, but Fong Ping had a feeling that the petty Lion Tang was angry. Students from East Sino Nation Normal University actually dared to curse at MCMAU. Were they not looking for trouble? Fu Changding was a little stunned, but he soon smiled and said, no problem. Let me teach the martial artists of ESNNU what it means to lose one's will by playing with things, what it means to be lecherous, what it means to be humiliated, and to be mine. Shut up. Tang Feng glared at him because a martial arts powerhouse from East Sino Nation Normal University had already walked over. Tang Feng did not mind that the person who had received them was a rank 4 instructor. Now, the one who came was a rank 6 powerhouse. At this time, it was not good to insult him in front of them. Lion Tang, how have you been? Old Snake, you're still alive? Haha, even if you're dead, I won't die. Both of them acted as if there was no one else around. Bai Ruashi felt a little helpless and said calmly, didn't you two just meet the day before yesterday? Both of them stopped talking. The rank 6 powerhouse from ESNNU laughed dryly and said, is that so? You have a good memory, girl. I almost forgot about this. Everyone was in the university town. It was not a long journey. For these rank 6 powerhouses, it would only take them a few minutes to run there. Naturally, they had met many times. Old Snake laughed, then looked at Fong Ping and the others, nodding slightly. Not bad. This batch of MCMU new students is really good. 5? No, when the competition starts, I'm afraid there will be 7 peak rank 1 martial artists. It's good to have more resources. No wonder everyone is jealous. Currently, among the new students in MCMAU, there were 5 peak rank 1 martial artists. Tang Songting and Zhao Xuemei were already close. When the competition started, there would be 7 peak rank 1 martial artists. It was extremely difficult for a school to produce 7 peak rank 1 martial artists in half a year. Tang Feng said disapprovingly, we have a lot of resources, but that's because we earned them with our own strength. MCMU was founded before ESNNU. How is ESNNU not a famous school? You say like it's your credit, Lion Tang. The trees planted by the predecessors are for the juniors to enjoy. I'm just afraid that the juniors will even cut down the trees. That's also a tree planted by the predecessors of MCMAU. Even if it's chopped down for firewood, it's not someone else's turn to covet it. Don't say that to me. ESNNU is not your target. Old Snake curled his lips, then looked at Fong Ping and the others. How do you guys want to compete? Tang Feng said directly, one-on-one. Not taking turns? The championship is a one-on-one battle. There's no need. Let everyone have a chance to fight. I'm afraid that if one of us goes up, your side will be defeated. Old Snake sneered. Without further ado, he led the group to the second floor of the gym. At this moment, there were very few people on the second floor. There were even fewer students, only about 10 in total. There were about 7 or 8 instructors, though. Seeing Tang Feng and the others go up, someone greeted, Ruashi, long time no see. Ruashi, I'm a little confused about my swordsmanship. When can we exchange some pointers? Bai Ruashi was obviously more popular than Tang Feng. She immediately attracted the attention of many instructors. Tang Feng did not mind. He walked to the other side and sat down. Soon he said, let's not catch up and waste time. Hurry up. ESNNU's efficiency is as slow as ever. Some of the instructors from ESNNU were dissatisfied, but they did not refute. Old Snake did not mind. He walked to the railing on the second floor. Without using the microphone, he shouted, ESNNU, MCMU, the friendly competition for new students of grade 08 begins now. Below the stage, a host said loudly, will the combatants from both sides please come up to the stage? Fu Changding had already stood up, holding his spear. He had learned spear techniques from Luo Yichuan. However, ever since school started, he had not shown his skills in public. Fong Ping and the others did not see him when he was on a mission last time. There was a staircase on the second floor that led directly to the arena on the first floor. Soon, Fu Chanting walked up to the arena. On the other side, a short-haired youth from Yeseninyu walked out. As soon as he appeared, the crowd below the stage erupted. Zhang Pengfei, I love you. Zhang Pengfei, defeat him. Defeat MCMAU. Do your best. Yeseninyu. Screams rose and fell. Zhang Pengfei, with a thin sword at his waist, looked especially dashing. He even waved at the crowd below the stage, causing countless girls to scream. Flashy but impractical, Zhao Lei muttered. Fong Ping rarely agreed with him. He nodded and said, it's full of gimmicks. Let's see if Fu Changding is triggered. Magic City Martial Arts University, Fu Changding. East Sino Nation Normal University, Zhang Pengfei. The two of them introduced each other. A rank for martial artist acted as the referee on the stage. When the two of them finished their greetings, he shouted, begin! As soon as he finished speaking, Fu Changding's spear moved like a dragon. The tip of the spear gleamed coldly as it pointed at Zhang Pengfei's throat. Zhang Pengfei's movements were not slow either. His thin sword was as thin as silk, dancing in the air like a dazzling flower. Upstairs, Fong Ping said dryly, nice. Zhao Xuemei said in surprise, he's at least 2 meters away from Fu Changding. His sword is 2 meters long. Why is he dancing with it? Zhao Lei curled his lips. I thought it's a normal sparring match. Act cool first, then fight after. It can't be right. Listen, at that moment, the stadium was in an uproar. So handsome. Zhang Pengfei, I love you. So handsome that it's inhuman. Fu Changding, who was standing opposite, was also confused. What's going on? Are you going to block it or not? Following Tang Feng's instructions, although he had held back, it was still not something an ordinary person could take. Zhang Pengfei, who was obviously not a brute force fighter, had to either retreat and widen the distance between them or use his movement techniques to get close to Fu Changding. The thin sword was light and ethereal. Now that the other party was not dodging, was he going to use his sword to block it? This was not a two-handed great sword. Could it be a powerhouse? Fu Changding was a little wary, but his spear went straight for it. Whether it was a powerhouse or not, he would know after trying. At that moment, Zhang Pengfei began to defend with his sword. Just as Fu Changding had imagined, he was going to use his thin sword to block. Of course, it was not a block either. Zhang Pengfei's thin sword wrapped around the tip of the spear and exerted force in his hand. Obviously, he wanted to divert Fu Changding's spear so that he would miss his attack. Imagination was useless. Zhang Pengfei pulled, but it did not budge. Fu Changding's spear was still straight and had no intention of changing direction. At that moment, Zhang Pengfei could not stay calm and quickly began to retreat. However, Fu Changding was not a dead man. Once the spear moved, he moved too. When Zhang Pengfei retreated, Fu Changding followed. The spear was no longer just stabbing, but the spear shaft shook and the spear tip vibrated. Zhang Pengfei's thin sword vibrated and almost fell out of his hand. How dare you look down on me? Fu Changding was furious. This time, he had found out that his opponent was very weak. Fu Changding, was also blessed by the heavens. How could Yeseninyu send such a weakling up to the stage? It was obvious that they were looking down on him. In his anger, his vitality erupted and the spear tip vibrated violently again. This time, Zhang Pengfei let go of his sword. Fu Changding did not stop there. With a flick of the spear tip, the thin sword flew straight out and nailed itself to the pillar of the stage, trembling nonstop. Fu Changding no longer stabbed his throat. With a shake of the spear shaft, the spear tip deviated from Zhang Pengfei's throat and flicked it heavily along Zhang Pengfei's neck. A crisp "pa" sound rang out. Zhang Pengfei cried out in pain. His vision went black and his body staggered, almost falling. The spear in Fu Changding's hand shook and bent into an arc again. A "pa" sound rang out again. This time, it was his opponent's cheek. A bloody mark instantly appeared on Zhang Pengfei's face. Fu Changding did not make another move. He turned around and left the stage. His expression was not pleasant. The gymnasium fell silent in an instant. Second floor. Tang Feng frowned and said a little angrily, "Yesenin, sent a student like this to the stage. Are they insulting MCMAU?" Yesenin's side was silent. After a long time, Old Snake said slowly, "Sorry, we didn't expect." Bai Ruashi also frowned and said, "Everyone, this is not an exhibition match." Zhang Pengfei's sword dance was beautiful. It was definitely a good show in an exhibition match. However, was this an exhibition match? This was a warm-up match before the championship. Many of Yesenin's instructors flushed red. Did they not know? They knew that this was not an exhibition match. However, Zhang Pengfei's strength was not that weak. Perhaps he had underestimated his opponent this time, because he did not have any opponents in Yesenu. Fu Chanding happened to use a long weapon. His strength was among the top, even in MCMAU. Zhang Pengfei was not among the top in Yesenu. Even Yesenu's top new students might not be able to enter the top tier in MCMAU. After a while, Zhang Pengfei was at least 2 to 3 grades below Fu Chanding. In terms of strength, MCMAU's weakest student, Li Zhaoxiu, was probably stronger than him. Naturally, he would not be Fu Chanding's opponent. The key was that he had lost too badly. Moreover, the disparity was too big. Just now, the audience was cheering. In the end, the fight ended up like this. Even Yesenu's instructors could not accept it. Old Snake took a deep breath and tilted his head to look at the students beside him, who also had ugly expressions on their faces. He said in a low voice, "Chen Hongwei, it's your turn. Don't come up with any more tricks." Humph! Obviously, Old Snake was also angry. They had expected Yesenu to lose to MCMAU. However, they could not lose so badly and embarrass themselves so much. Tang Feng glanced at the silent Chen Hongwei. A smile appeared on his face. He was angry just now because he wanted to force Yesenu to let their hidden elites fight. Only then would it be effective to train their troops. If they were all like Zhang Pengfei just now, could it be that he wanted Fu Chanding and the others to act cool? Jinlei, it's your turn. Jinlei was not tall. He did not bring a long weapon, but a pair of boxing gloves. He nodded lightly, got up, and walked downstairs. On the second floor, Fu Chanding mumbled as soon as he went upstairs, "What the hell? I was so careful. That's enough." Tang Feng saw the ugly expressions on the faces of the people from Yesenu, so he did not provoke them anymore. Once was enough. If he provoked them again, they would really fall out. Below the stage, Jinlei and Chen Hongwei had already started fighting. This time, the cheers from Yesenu were not as loud as before. Everyone was still in a daze. Zhang Pengfei, who was loved by countless girls, was defeated so quickly and so badly that his face was deformed. Everyone found it hard to accept. At this moment, even though Chen Hongwei and Jinlei were fighting brilliantly, the crowd was no longer as enthusiastic as before. However, after a while, when they saw that Chen Hongwei seemed to have the upper hand, the Yesenu students became energetic again. Fong Ping and the others could not be bothered with this. They were listening to Bai Ruashi's analysis. Chen Hongwei is already a peak rank 1. He should be using a weapon, but he's not using it now. He's probably hiding some of his strength. Of course, even if he goes all out, he'll at most be on par with Tang Santing. He's probably one of the top 2 or 3 students in Yesenu. He might be sent to fight in this championship, and he'll be one of the first team members. Yang Xiaoman looked below the stage and whispered, "Is this the level of the 8 School Alliance's first team?" Bai Ruashi smiled. "I'm just judging based on the current students. The result might not be the same. When the time comes, we'll know if he's in the first team or not. We'll have a rough gauge to use." Yang Xiaoman nodded slightly and smiled. If the first team of the 8 School Alliance is at this level, we might have someone who can defeat 5 of them. Confidence is a good thing, but arrogance is not. The 8 School Alliance will definitely have a final player. In the 8 School Alliance, Sino Nation Martial Arts University is the strongest, while East Sino Nation Normal University is ranked lower. Bai Ruashi reminded them. Then, she said, they're not as good as you guys since they entered the school. You guys didn't slack off either, so it's normal to leave them behind. However, the 8-school alliance isn't made up of students who are martial artists before they enter the school. These people haven't shown up yet. As she spoke, Jean Lei was kicked by Chen Hongwei on the stage. He clutched his chest and could not stand up. The referee checked and announced Chen Hongwei's victory. This time, the cheers from Yesinenyu rang out again. Next round, Li Zhaoxu. The next round, Su Yikai. And finally, Tang Songting. Instructor, Yang Xiaoman was a little disappointed, not for herself, but for Chen Yunxi. Chen Yunxi did not even have the chance to go on stage for the warm-up round. Tang Feng said lightly, she doesn't want to fight, so she doesn't have to. Peak Rank 1, a twice-honed Peak Rank 1. Among all the new students in Sino Nation, she's one of the best in terms of honed bones and vitality. However, she's afraid to fight. She's not even as good as Fong Ping. MP. Fong Ping's face turned green. Did I provoke you? What do you mean by not even as good as me? When did I fear to fight? Among all the new students in MCMEU, is there anyone who has killed more rank 2 martial artists than me? Chapter 151. In East Sino Nation Normal University, MCMU won 4 out of 5 matches. Other than Jean Lei's 1 loss, he won the other 4 matches. Of course, Li Zhaoxu and Su Yikai didn't win so easily. On ESNU's side, Chen Hongwei was the only one who showed his strength. Whether or not there were still hidden students who had yet to make a move, it was impossible to know for now. However, MCMU did not care. The 8-school alliance would send a total of 10 people. In the end, ESNU would probably only send 1 or 2 people. If Chen Hongwei didn't make it, it meant that ESNU had students who were stronger than him. If they did, it meant that ESNU would end up like this. Since Chen Hongwei had hidden his strength, it meant that it was highly likely that he would participate in the competition. Otherwise, there would be no need for him to do so. From this, one could deduce something. On ESNU's side, apart from Fu Changding, no one else from the main team made a move. On the other hand, Fu Changding did not use his full strength. Everyone was not afraid that MCMU's strength would be exposed. On the 3rd of January, the members of MCMAU had yet to fight. On the 4th of January, it was Luo Yichuan's turn to lead the team to South China University of Science and Technology. At South Sino University of Science and Technology, Chen Yunxi still did not go on stage. This time, the main team Zhao Xuemei went on stage to fight. Although it was only a warm-up match, Zhao Xuemei was extremely serious. The freshman from South China University of Science and Technology was almost kicked in the throat by her, scaring many ordinary students from South China University of Science and Technology into screaming. Chen Yunxi's face was pale the whole time. She bit her lip so hard that it bled. Yang Xiaoman and Zhao Xuemei felt it was unfair for her. Fong Ping could tell that the school was doing this on purpose to provoke the young lady. Chen Yunxi was not weak. Even Zhao Xuemei and Tang Songting were no match for her. She was a twice-honed Peak Rank 1 martial artist. Although he did not know how well her combat technique cultivation was, looking at Bai Ruashi's calm demeanor, it should not be too bad. Bai Ruashi was Chen Yunxi's mentor. If her own student was really useless, she would not allow the school to force her to die. Now that he was pressuring Chen Yunxi, it was obvious that he felt that Chen Yunxi's strength was not bad. At South Sino University of Science and Technology, MCMU won 3 out of 5 matches. Li Zhaoxu and Jean Lei were defeated. South Sino University of Science and Technology and East Sino Normal University were similar in strength. Fong Ping and the others once again became spectators. After 2 warm-up matches, the school didn't make any more arrangements. For the next few days, it was time to rest and relax. Fong Ping, who had returned to school, had watched 10 matches in the past few days. He felt that he had learned a little. These people might not be as strong as him, but Fong Ping was only a rank 1 martial artist with limited experience. Watching other people's battles still gave him some inspiration. Students who could enter martial arts universities and perform well were all unique in their own way. He had learned a thing or two from the student who had defeated Li Xiaoxiu at South Sino Martial Arts University. The opponent's ability was not too strong, at least not peak rank 1. However, when his opponent defeated Li Xiaoxiu, it was a relatively easy victory. This was because his opponent had been accumulating power before the battle, and when he entered the arena, he used the blade dragging technique. After dodging Li Xiaoxiu for a long time, he was able to accumulate enough power to send Li Xiaoxiu flying with a single slash, vomiting blood from his mouth. It was a move that could only unleash 20 calories of vitality, but when he gathered his strength, he could unleash at least 25 calories of vitality. Li Xiaoxiu did not expect his opponent to suddenly make a move after dodging him for so long. He was defeated in one move. In the next 2 days, Fang Ping consulted Lu Fengru and a few instructors who were good with saber techniques. Although the other party was neither his instructor nor a rank 6, Fang Ping still learned a lot from him. January 8th, 13th of the 12th lunar month, Fang Ping received a call from Fang Yuan. Fang Ping, I'm done with my exams. So fast? What's so fast about it? It's almost a new year. Moreover, it opens the day after tomorrow. A lot of people are going to watch. Of course, I have to hurry. When will the results be out? It's still early, Fang Ping. Don't tell me you're waiting for the results to be out before you let me go to Magic City. It'll be too late by then. Fang Ping felt a headache coming on. How are you going to come alone if Mom and Dad aren't coming? Moreover, I'm worried. I knew you were going to say that. Fang Yuan sneered, and then she said with a smile, Uncle Tan said he's going too, and I'll go with him. Director Tan? Yes, Mom and Dad agreed too. With Uncle Tan around, there's no need to be afraid of bad guys. It was obvious that the little girl trusted Tan Jinping. He was a veteran martial artist and the deputy director of Sun City's Department of Education. Fang Ping curled his lips. Although he did not want to look down on Tan Jinping, Old Tan was a pure vitality martial artist. He could probably only catch some ordinary thieves. However, Tan Jinping had an official identity. The government was the biggest martial arts organization in Sino Nation. With an official identity, it was indeed safer. Will Director Tan be driving or taking the bus? Taking the bus. There are more people going this time. All right, those classmates of yours are coming too. They're on vacation? Didn't you know? They've been back for a few days. Fang Ping rubbed his forehead. He had been too busy these few days and did not have time to look at the group. These people had probably talked about it in the group. MCMEU had not gone on vacation yet. He did not know if it was because the holidays were late or because the championship had been postponed. There were not many students in MCMAU. The school did not go on vacation. Perhaps it was to make the school livelier and more popular. Otherwise, MCMU would be too quiet. Almost all the seniors were not in school. At least half of the juniors were not there, and many sophomores were not there too. There were only about 3,000 students in the school. MCMU was too big. It was so big that 3,000 people were scattered around the school. Sometimes, after walking for a few minutes, not even a shadow could be seen. Those who were timid would not even dare to walk at night. I haven't taken the cultural studies exam this year. Fang Ping thought of something else. They had not taken the exam yet. He did not know if it would be postponed. Then when will you arrive? The little girl had already said that she would come with Tan Jinping. It was obvious that he could not stop her, so Fang Ping did not try to dissuade her. I'll leave tomorrow. Fang Ping, remember to pick me up? Nonsense. If I don't pick you up, you won't even know your way home if you get lost. After chatting with Fang Yuan for a while, he told his parents. Fang Mingrong and his wife were not too worried. Their daughter was going with the deputy director of the Department of Education. Their son would be there to pick them up in Magic City. If they were still worried, it would be too dangerous outside. January 9th, Sun City. Everyone was given an exclusive carriage with Tan Jinping's identity. Tan Jinping was a deputy director of a small place, so of course he did not have that much influence. However, this time he was representing the Sun City municipal government. In name, he was going to Magic City to discuss business. Although Sun City was not a big place, it was still a county-level city. After communicating with the station for a while, They were finally given an empty carriage. At this moment, the high-speed rail from Sun City to Magic City had not been opened yet. Everyone was taking the train. Inside the carriage, Fong Yuan's face was full of joy. She held her friend's hand and grinned. "When we reach Magic City, my brother will come to pick us up. I haven't seen him for a long time. The last time he came was during National Day. My brother has tickets. Don't worry, Xiaoling, we'll give it to you, for free this time. No charge." Her friend, who was about the same age as Fong Yuan, was all smiles when she heard that. She asked uncertainly, "Really? No charge? What kind of person do you think I am?" Fong Yuan looked unhappy. She snorted. "We're good friends. You're also the deputy director of the Yuan Ping Club. Next time when we make money, you'll get a smaller share. Yuan. Xiaoling rebuked her, then started giggling. She did not care about how much she would get. Wu Zhihao and the others beside them were laughing. Tan Jinping laughed too. "Yuan girl, even I know about your Yuan Ping Club now. Be careful, or your brother will spank you if he finds out." "He won't. My brother knows about it a long time ago." Although she said that, Fong Yuan still felt a little guilty. Fong Ping did not know that she had started collecting membership fees. "I didn't want to take it. Someone else insisted on giving it to me." Yuan Ping Club had started with a dozen girls from the experimental middle school. Now, it had expanded to the entire Sun City Junior High School. Fong Yuan felt a headache coming on. Should she tell Fong Ping that Yuan Ping Club now had 300 members? "Forget it. I won't say it," the little girl mumbled guiltily. If Fong Ping found out that she was the big sister of 300 people, he would beat her to death. Everyone laughed again. Tan Jinping did not tease her anymore. It was just a child's play. Did she really take it seriously? If 300 martial artists had gathered in Yuan Ping, then the whole of Nanjiang would pay attention to it. However, 300 junior high school students, a rank 1 martial artist, a practical combat type, could cut through a large area like a melon. "Zhihao, you're going to become a martial artist soon, right?" Tan Jinping ignored Fong Yuan and asked Wu Zhihao instead. Wu Zhihao smiled bitterly. "It's still too early. My vitality has reached 145 calories, but I don't even have the pills for a breakthrough." Fong Ping also suggested that we should wait until we're twice honed before breaking through. "Even if we can't twice hone, the higher the vitality, the better. We'll see if we can become a martial artist by the end of next semester." "Brother Zhihao, you're not a martial artist yet?" Fong Yuan asked in surprise. Wu Zhihao's expression was bitter. Children's words carried no harm. What did a little girl know? Martial artists were not that simple. "Your brother has become a martial artist. Do you think everyone can become a martial artist after entering a martial arts university?" Yang Jian asked curiously. "Fong Ping has probably finished honing one of his limbs now, right?" "I don't know, but there's hope. MCMAU has more resources than us." "That's true. Sigh. We're still worrying about our vitality reaching the limit, but he's already honed one of his limbs. The gap is getting bigger." Everyone sighed. Tan Jinping had some guesses. Had Fong Ping really only honed one of his limbs? That kid came back in October and said he killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists. If that was true, he would be an outstanding student in MCMAU. Who knew? He might have already honed one of his limbs. Everyone chatted for a while, and then they talked about the national championship. "I don't know if the Martial Arts University Alliance can win the national championship this time. Our instructor said that if they win, we'll have a good life next year. If they lose, we'll continue to bury our heads in cultivation." Sigh, I really hope they win. Tan Jinping was a little curious. He asked, "Is there anyone from Nanjiang Martial Arts University participating this time?" "I don't know." Wu Zhihao smiled bitterly and shook his head. "I really don't know. The list of participants is confidential now. However, I heard that MCMAU and CCMU seem to have confirmed it. Teams from the Big Two have gone to other universities for warm-up matches. I heard from our instructor that the teams from the Big Two are all peak rank 1 martial artists." Yang Jian said enviously, "Peak rank 1. I really can't be jealous. If we reach peak rank 1, we'll be at least in our junior or senior year, right?" Even if they became martial artists in the second semester of their freshman year, if they wanted to hone more than 62 bones, they would not have enough resources to support them. They could only do small tasks to earn money. MCMU's prodigies honed one bone in 3 days. They would have to spend 10 days or even longer. It would take them 2 years to complete the bone honing. Peak Rank 1, Tan Jinping sighed. After so many years, he was only Peak Rank 1. Some of these young people were younger than his son. However, these people had all caught up to him. At this moment, Fong Ping was not here. He did not know what he was thinking, or else he would have continued to give him a few more blows. Peak Rank 1 from MCMU and other universities were not people Tan Jinping could compare to. Let's not talk about combat techniques. In MCMU's current 10-man team, even the weakest Li Zhaoxiu, who had not reached Peak Rank 1, had a vitality of 250 calories. Among those who had reached Peak Rank 1, Zhao Xuemei was considered the lowest. She was also around 280 calories. The others, like Fu Chaning, were all charging towards 300 calories. Fong Ping was even more so. Everyone chatted, not feeling bored. When Fong Yuan woke up from her nap, the train had arrived at the station. The train station. Fu Changding yawned and said in a bored tone, "Haven't we arrived yet?" Zhao Shumei asked curiously, "Fong Ping, your family has quite a lot of family members. They even drove 3 cars to pick you up." "What family members?" Fong Ping was speechless. "My family doesn't even know that I'm participating in the competition. Only my sister is here to watch. The others are my high school classmates and friends." "Your family doesn't know?" Fu Changding said in shock. "Then if you were beaten to death, get lost." Cough, cough, cough. "What I mean is this is such a big deal. Didn't you inform your family? My parents are normal people. How could they accept this so easily? If they knew I was going to compete, they would be shocked. I'm different from you guys. Your elders are martial artists, so you're used to it." After hearing his words, Fu Changding suddenly said seriously, "If you didn't mention it, I wouldn't have thought about it. I always thought that I was the poor one, and your father was a rank 6 martial artist. Now that I think about it, my grandfather is only rank 6. Did we make a mistake?" Fong Ping sneered. "This shows that you're stupid. There's no other reason. Get lost. I'm curious. Where did you get so much money? Don't tell me you stole it?" This kid Fong Ping was really rich. At least he never had to worry about pills. Instead, he sold a lot of them. Fong Ping also knew that there were some loopholes in this story. However, he was short of money in the early stages, so there was nothing he could do. At this moment, he said mysteriously, "Don't tell others. Actually, a rank 9 grandmaster took a liking to me when I was young. He said that my bones are amazing. When I grow up, I'll definitely be able to save the world, so..." "Really?" Fong Ping said it casually, but Fu Changding looked serious and whispered, "Is it really a rank 9 grandmaster?" Zhao Xuemei did not take it seriously before, but now that Fu Changding took it seriously, she could not help but say, "Is there really a rank 9 powerhouse living in seclusion in Sun City? Is Wang Jinyang the same?" Fong Ping was dumbfounded. What was going on? How could they believe this? Was it because his acting was too good? Or were the two of them too stupid? It was no wonder they believed him. In a small place like Sun City, 2 young martial arts powerhouses came out in a row. Fong Ping's strength might still be low, but he, a poor kid from a normal family, surpassed all the new students in MCMU. From this point alone, it was not surprising that there were grandmasters who thought highly of Fong Ping. Maybe Fong Ping was bragging about being a rank 9, but it was not surprising that a rank 7 grandmaster thought that Fong Ping was a promising talent and nurtured him. Fong Ping did not know how to continue this lie. "I was just saying it." Seeing that the two of them were serious, Fong Ping could only laugh dryly. "I can't tell you in detail. Just pretend you didn't hear me." "All right, then we won't ask. This matter is still far away from us." Since it was related to a grandmaster powerhouse, the two of them did not pursue the matter. They only felt a lot more comforted. "I was wondering why Fong Ping is stronger than me. It turns out that a grandmaster is secretly nurturing him. This also means that we are not bad." The three of them casually talked about other topics. Fong Ping's eyes lit up, and he smiled. "We're here. In front, Tan Jinping and the others had also walked out of the train station. Fang Yuan had sharp eyes. He said excitedly from afar, "Fang Ping, I'm here." Fang Ping's old face fell. It seemed like he had lost some weight. Chapter 152. At the train station, Fu Chanding exclaimed, "Fang Ping and his sister are so close. Yeah, look at how distressed he is. His sister didn't lose any weight, did she?" Everyone around them was filled with emotion, impressed by Fang Ping's sibling relationship. Fang Ping, on the other hand, pinched Fang Yuan's cheeks and sighed. "You've lost some weight. I told you to eat more. Why didn't you listen?" In the past, when the cheeks were pulled apart, I remember it could be pulled to this distance. Fang Ping stretched out a hand and gestured, describing how the cheeks could be stretched very far in the past. Then he experimented with it. He pulled Fang Yuan's cheeks and said regretfully, "Look, this is all I can pull now." Fang Yuan pouted and glared at him, not saying a word. "I knew it," Xiaoling said enviously. "Yuan, your brother is so good to you." "Ha!" Fang Yuan rolled her eyes. If Fang Ping had not pinched her cheeks now, she would have believed him. However, this guy had been pinching her for 10 minutes. Fortunately, there were others around. Fang Ping cared for his sister for a while, then led everyone to the parking lot. He was not in a hurry to exchange pleasantries with Wu Zhihao and the rest. Fang Ping looked at Tan Jinping and smiled. "Thanks for the trouble, Uncle Tan. Don't mention it. It's on the way. I was coming over anyway." Tan Jinping said, then took the initiative to ask, "These two are—" "Oh, I forgot to introduce them. Sorry." Fang Ping introduced them immediately. "This is Fu Changding, and this is Zhao Xuemei. They're my classmates at MCMAU. Oh, you're MCMU's prodigies. Sorry for not recognizing you." Tan Jinping's expression was polite, but he was slightly surprised. These two gave him a dangerous vibe. Were all MCMU students this strong? As for vitality, he could not sense it. Although he was also a peak rank 1 was different. Fu Chanding and the rest were stronger than him. They deliberately hid their vitality, so Tan Jinping could not sense anything. If he could not sense it, then the others were not martial artists. They could not sense it at all. Fang Ping introduced everyone to Fu Chanding and the rest. Everyone quickly became familiar with each other. As they walked, Fu Chanding asked, "Are you guys here to watch the championship?" Wu Zhihao nodded and said, "That's right. I heard from our instructor that the participants this time are all Sino Nation Martial Arts University students prodigies. All of them are giants among men. Although we are too far away from them, being able to see their charm can also stimulate our desire to improve." Cough, cough, Fu Chanding laughed dryly. "What are you saying? It's not nice to flatter us in front of me, is it?" Wu Zhihao did not notice anything amiss. Instead, he asked curiously, "Brother Fu, you're also MCMU students. You should know the students from MCMU participating this year, right?" Yes. Fu Chanding glanced at Fang Ping, clearly asking if he should say it. Should he say it? I really want to say it. If he did, would these people kneel down and worship him? Fang Ping rolled his eyes and ignored him. At this moment, Fang Ping did not intend to deliberately tell them about this. If he did, he would be bombarded with questions. Tomorrow, when the opening ceremony began, everyone would naturally know. He would not be around then, so he did not have to be bombarded by the storm. Since it was an established fact, it would be much easier to explain it in a few words. Seeing this, Fu Chanding could only vaguely answer a few words. When Wu Zhihao asked about the seated contestants that were circulating on the internet, such as Zhao Lei, Fu Chanding's gaze was extremely complicated. He said dryly, "Yes, Zhao Lei is very powerful at this moment." Even Lu Ruoqi's interest was piqued. She asked softly, "Zhao Lei, is he the same as the pictures on the internet?" It was normal for girls to fall in love with people of the same age who were more powerful. Naturally, Lu Ruoqi did not fall in love, but she was naturally curious. That is a little different, right? Fu Chanding was very conflicted. After a while, he said, "His face might be a little fatter. He can change his face. Sometimes his face will become extra fat. Ah! Lu Ruachi was dumbfounded. Could that happen? She suppressed her laughter and said, "Don't listen to his nonsense. We're not close to Zhao Lei. Fong Ping is close to him. You'll know if you ask Fong Ping." Wu Zhihao looked surprised. "Fong Ping, you're close to Zhao Lei too? Not bad. We've only met a few of the martial artists from Nanjiang Martial Arts University. You're doing well. It's all right. I'm not that close to him. I just like to help him change his face when I'm free." What? The few of them were a little confused. Fong Ping did not talk about this anymore. He smiled and changed the topic. "Have you booked a hotel?" "Yes. I'm just worried that we won't be able to get one at the last minute." "Brother, I haven't booked one with Shaoling," Fong Yuan said hurriedly. She was counting on Fong Ping. Why would she book a hotel in advance? "I'm not asking you." Fong Ping rolled his eyes at her. How could he not know that? He asked the others about the hotel they had booked. It was near MCMAU. After all, the championship was being held there. The drive from the station to MCMAU was much shorter. In less than 40 minutes, the car stopped in front of the hotel Wu Zhihao and the others had booked. After everyone got out of the car, Fong Ping said, "Uncle Tan, you guys settle in first. I'll send my sister and the others to Magic Martial Hotel." It was not that Fong Ping was reluctant to spend money to book a room here. It was just that Magic Martial Hotel was safer, and it was also nearby. Tan Jinping naturally had no objections. He thanked Fu Changding and Zhao Xiumei and agreed to have dinner together. Then, everyone entered the hotel together. After they left, Fong Ping said to Fu Changding and Zhao Xiumei, "Sorry to trouble you this time. You guys go back first. I'll make arrangements for my sister." "Sure. Call me if you need anything. But stingy Fong, you should buy yourself a car." Fu Changding joked. Fong Ping was speechless. "I've been so busy recently. I don't have time to think about this." "That's true. All right, we'll leave first." Fu Changding and Zhao Xiumei left soon after. They were actually busier than Fong Ping. Zhao Xiumei, especially, had only finished honing the last bone in her lower limbs last night. Fong Ping did not even plan to ask her to be a strong man when they left in the morning. Zhao Xiumei was the one who volunteered to help. After everyone left, Fong Yuan said with slight disappointment, "Brother, can't I stay in your dormitories?" She had heard from Fong Ping that he lived in a single dormitory. The dormitory area prohibits outsiders from staying overnight. It's okay to look around, but it's not okay for people to stay. Fong Ping shook his head. He was not making this up. MCMU's dormitory area did not allow outsiders to stay. MCMU students and instructors all treated the dormitory area as their last sanctuary. It was okay for the instructors to bring their families, but Fong Ping was a new student, so he could not bring his family. As they spoke, Fong Ping carried their luggage and entered Magic Martial Hotel together. There were more people in Magic Martial Hotel than before. However, the receptionist at the lobby recognized Fong Ping immediately when she saw him. She quickly greeted him. "Hello, Mr. Fong." "Hello. Please help me with the check-in procedures. I have 2 sisters." "Sure. Please wait a moment." The receptionist did not ask Fong Ping to show any identification. They had a record. Soon, the check-in procedures were completed. Fong Yuan watched from the side. When they entered the elevator, she could not help but say, "Brother, you didn't pay. It's free." "Free? Didn't I tell you? Accommodation and meals here at Magic Martial Hotel are free. Of course, one person can only get one room." "Really? Little girl, I knew you only care about money." Fong Ping scolded her with a smile. He brought the 2 of them to the 6th floor. Although it was not the room he stayed in last time, the layout was the same. Fong Yuan cheered as soon as she entered. She did not expect the room to be so big. "This is great. Fong Ping, I want to enter MCMAU in the future too." Fong Yuan hugged the sofa pillow, her face full of anticipation. "Just because of the free accommodation?" Fong Ping said helplessly, "You have such low expectations. We'll go down for dinner later. After dinner, I'll bring you to MCMAU in the afternoon. Also, don't run around. Keep your phone with you at all times. I won't be staying here tonight." Remember to call me if you need anything. You can also go to the hotel. I know. You're so long-winded. Fang Yuan was impatient to hear this. She quickly smiled and said, Brother, do you know all the MCMAU students participating in the competition? Yes. Can you help me get their autographs? Fang Ping's expression darkened. Fang Yuan explained hurriedly, I'm not selling them. I'm keeping them for my collection. She said she was not selling them, but Xiaoling said confusedly, Yuan, we can use them to open up the market. He did not know where the two girls learned to talk about opening up the market and celebrity effect. Fang Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. Fang Yuan quickly covered Xiaoling's mouth with a rebuking expression. Silly. After a while, Fang Ping accompanied them downstairs for lunch. When it was time to eat, Wu Zhihao and the others called and arranged to have dinner together. They were now going out for a stroll. Magic City had been very lively these few days. Fang Ping did not say anything. They were not children anymore. They could not get lost. At 2 p.m., Fang Ping brought Fang Yuan and Xiaoling to Magic City Martial Arts University. The moment they saw the main entrance, the two girls were shocked, just like the first time Fang Ping saw MCMU's main entrance. Fang Yuan came prepared this time. She even brought a camera. She insisted that Fang Ping take pictures of them at the main entrance so that she could develop them and share them with her classmates. When they entered the school and heard Fang Ping's introduction of MCMAU, the two girls were shocked again. Such a big school, but there were only so few students? Fang Ping, I must get into MCMAU in the future. Fang Yuan had lost count of how many times she had vowed. Xiaoling was also tempted. In their eyes, it was good that the school was so big. Moreover, MCMU was very famous. After walking around the school for a while, Fang Yuan urged, let's go to your dormitory quickly. Mom asked me to take pictures for her to see if you live well. She also asked me to see if you're close with your roommates. I don't think you have any roommates. When Fang Ping brought the two girls to the dormitory area, there was another round of exclamations. When they entered Fang Ping's dormitory, there was another round of exclamations. Fang Ping did not know where the two girls got their energy from. They were not tired at all. For the entire afternoon, Fang Ping was just a foil. After staying in the dormitory for a while, the two girls could not sit still anymore. They dragged Fang Ping out to walk around the campus. Along the way, Fang Ping saw a few classmates who were also walking around the campus with their families. MCMU was usually not open to the public. Even if parents were here, they were not allowed to wander around the campus. However, it was different this time. Tomorrow was the opening ceremony of the championship. Although outsiders were not allowed to enter on a large scale, there were no restrictions for students to bring their families into the school. Many of the parents had similar reactions as Fang Yuan and Fang Yuan. Many of the parents' faces were filled with pride. Clearly, they were proud that their children could enter a university like MCMAU. After walking around half of MCMAU, Fang Yuan and Fang Yuan were finally tired. Considering that they would be staying here for a few days, Fang Yuan was not in a hurry to finish looking around in one day. Before they left, Fang Yuan's only disappointment was that she did not see the students who were participating in the competition. Brother, when can we see the students who are participating in the competition? Didn't you see them? See them? I didn't. The little girl looked confused. Fang Ping laughed and said, You saw them. You saw quite a few of them. Really? Did I bump into them when I wasn't paying attention? Why didn't you remind me? Fang Yuan pouted, a little unhappy. Remind me, I can ask for autographs. There are fewer people now, but there will be more tomorrow. Don't think about autographs. Haven't I signed enough for you? After dinner tonight, you and Xiaoling stay in the hotel and don't run around. I don't have time to pick you up tomorrow morning, but I'll send someone to pick you up. When the time comes, you can come to MCMU with him. Fang Ping had to attend the opening ceremony the next day. Naturally, he did not have time to pick them up. However, Li Qingzi could. No need. We'll come with Sister Ruoqi and the others tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, you should know your place. Don't make me worry. I'm not a kid anymore. Who asked you to worry? The siblings exchanged a few words. Fang Ping did not bring them back to the hotel. Instead, they went to the hotel where Wu Zhihao and the others were. At night, everyone had dinner together. Fong Ping ate in a hurry because he still had to return to school. Wu Zhihao and the others saw that he had something to do, so they gave up on the idea of a long conversation. They would be staying for a few more days anyway. After dinner, Fong Ping sent Fong Yuan and Xiaoling back to the hotel. He did not return to the dormitory. Instead, he went to the training room where he usually stayed. When he arrived, the main team and the reserves team were already there. Other than these people, a few rank 6 instructors were also there. Tang Feng did not say anything this time. He knew from Fu Chanding that Fong Ping's family had arrived. As soon as Fong Ping arrived, Tang Feng said in a low voice, "Everyone is here. Tomorrow is the opening ceremony. There will be no martial arts competition, but tomorrow we will draw lots to choose our first round opponents. It's best if we don't meet anyone from CCMAU in the first round." Although the Martial Arts University Alliance and the 8-School Alliance have many schools and geniuses, in our eyes, CCMAU is our biggest opponent. If we meet someone from CCMAU in the first round, then we might have to adjust our tactics. The main team should try to avoid getting injured so that it won't affect the competition later. Everyone did not say anything. What Tang Feng meant was that if they met someone from CCMAU in the first round, they might choose to strategically retreat. When that time came, it might be someone from the reserves team who would fight. However, the students obviously did not think so. Everyone was a prodigy. No one felt that they were weaker than anyone else. Moreover, if they avoided the first round, the later battles would be more difficult. This had its pros and cons. Tang Feng did not say much. They would talk about it when they met. After saying this, Tang Feng continued, "For this battle, the school has prepared something for everyone. 10 normal vitality pills, 5 rank 1 vitality pills, and 2 rank 2 vitality pills. Also, healing water, gold wound medicine, and healing pills have been prepared for you. Also, if you lack alloy weapons, you can borrow them from the school temporarily. Alloy weapons will have to be returned. However, if you don't need them, then don't borrow them. It might not be a good thing to use a weapon that is not suitable for you." MCMAU was not stingy this time. They had given quite a lot of vitality, replenishing pills, and healing pills. Although the alloy weapons could only be borrowed, it was better than nothing. After making these arrangements, Fong Ping went to the logistics department and borrowed a machete, a pair of boxing gloves, and a dagger. Fong Ping actually wanted to borrow a set of full-body armor, but Old Man Li said that he did not have it. Fong Ping did not believe that he did not have it, but Old Man Li did not lend it to him. Obviously, the school had no intention of letting everyone hide in their armor and fight. Fong Ping could only give up on the idea. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.